Could not have picked a better song to bring me in on round 2 of the Utah High School football.
That hyped you up.
Def Leppard, man. Give me some Def Lep, just like Joe Dirt said. I don't listen to the other stuff. Here's my bands: Def Lep, Skinnerd, all of them. Still on there.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
sounds up. Oh, okay.
You got to talk into the microphone.
I was speaking.
Usually, that's me making that mistake.
Well, Jeremy's saying stuff across the glass from me, and I couldn't get that. But anyway, welcome in, Dusty Litster and
honestly,
Jeff Hansen.
It's probably better that they didn't hear the whole Joe Dirt reference,
so
all
Joe
that
Dirt,
stuff.
Def Leppard,
probably
Leonard
for
Skinner,
the best.
You name them, man. I'm all over it. Axl Rose was in town 2 nights ago. I mean, you're walking me. Guns N' Roses.
Listen, man, Guns N' Roses was old by the time I was born.
Well, they never get old. I mean, it's the same thing. So, but anyway, welcome in, Dusty Litster, Jeff Hansen for KSL Sports Rewind's Friday Night Red Zone. We're in round 2 of the state tournament. Bye week is over for a lot of these schools. We have some outstanding games to get into tonight. We're going to be Corner Canyon already took care of Layton. I came from that game. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But the game of the night for us, Bountiful at Granger.
It's going to be a good game. That's going to be a really good game because Granger, on paper, you look at Granger's stats, they're putting up 1 million points a game. They went crazy through region play. You think, oh, Granger's going to run away with this. Well, they haven't played a team as tough as Bountiful in a long time, and Bountiful's hot right now. They've played really well.
Bountiful's so hot right now. And Falatau Satawala, had a chance to talk to him last night. We'll get into some of that stuff. He gave me some terrific insights on their year.
Such a stud.
He is such a good kid. We had a great conversation. Sky Ridge, the reigning state champions, taking on Farmington, who was a semifinal team from a year ago. And Farmington, this is a rematch of a game earlier in the year. Farmington's got a great kickoff return across the 40-yard line. Alta and West. That game was really good in the regular season. It should be really good tonight.
Yeah, it absolutely should be. How does Alta come together? How do they respond? I'm really curious to see what Alta does. I mean, they've had some coaching turnover, things like that, late in the regular season. Now it's the playoffs. They don't really have time to fiddle around and find themselves, but they kind of got to find themselves. Their identity's gone.
The identity's gone. We have some other ones we're going to go through. We got coaching news all over the place. And then you have, I think, the game of the night, Timpanogos and Mountain Crest. I think that game has potential to be the best game we have this evening.
The most exciting game. Yeah, I think so. It may not be the most crisp and clean football that we're going to see tonight, but I think absolutely that has a chance to be the high-scoring game that at the end of the night we're looking at, and it's 42-42, and who has the ball last.
Right, and we're going to go and show you that touchdown drive at some point because Luke Livingston already scored. I mean, Luke Livingston just speaks right to my heart.
17 seconds into the game, and Luke Livingston has found the end zone.
When I saw him bouncing around, I'm like, what happened? I was like, well, he already scored a touchdown. We'll get into those games. We have a lot of others ring into. Westlake and American Fork. You see AF get going. We talk about Alta West. But Syracuse and Bingham, that's where JJ and Sly are tonight. That game, Jeff, I mean, when Dane and I went through all the picks this week, I really struggled about what I was going to do this Bingham-Syracuse game.
Yeah, for my dollar, that's the game of the night because I think that those are two teams that historically you look at that and you say, oh, Bingham's going to run away. Bingham has been up and down all year long. They have the potential to play great. They also have the potential to go out and lay an egg. I mean, they've done that this year. And Syracuse has been consistently pretty darn good all year long. Up until kind of these last 3 weeks of the season, they've stumbled a couple of times. Can they figure themselves out? Is DJ Mays healthy? We saw him go down with what looked like a shoulder injury. And is he going to be really 100%? Because if he's not, that's a different Syracuse, really whole team, but specifically offense.
And D'Angelo Mays just came off his visit to BYU over the weekend as well, so it'll be a lot of fun. All right, let's take it into there. Let's go to Bingham and Syracuse. JJ and Sly on the call on the Game Night Live Game of the Week.
Loaded backfield to Ely with the play action. Takes a shot down the middle. That is incomplete. It's overthrown.
Which is a good thing, because if he had it on point, that was pick six. That was going to the house.
Tatum Martin was in coverage. Number 2. And You're right. If that was lower, he's going to take that back for 6.
Yeah, he had that in his sights the entire way, so it was a good thing it was overthrown.
So back to punt is number 90, Riley Wicker. 2 Titans back to receive this punt. We'll see which one of them gets it. Maybe none. They back away. They call poison, and it's downed in Bingham territory. This is perfect. A perfect start for the Syracuse offense and defense. They're going to get the ball in Bingham territory to start their first offensive drive. And the Titans are led by number 5, the quarterback, Jake Hopkins, a senior. 6'2", 180 pounds. Hopkins has thrown a lot of passes for this program. But he's going to start out in the slot. We got a little bit of creativity going on here. Who's got it? Bingham knows who has it. They wrap him up quick.
Ooh.
An army of defenders bust through there.
That was not a good play call. Yeah, good job by Bingham. That instant penetration, there was nothing. I don't know what play they would have ran, could have ran. There was no success on that play. That was instant penetration. This offensive line got to block them a little better than that.
Saw number 68, Lala Pepa, in there to break that up. Now we got movement. So right out of the gate, this Titans offense having some issues.
Start. Offense number 70, 5-yard penalty, remains, second down.
Well, you get a run for a loss on first down. Second down, you get a penalty. Now it's for second down at 19. It's not what you want to do, but this offense, if there's any offense that can recover those yards, it's this offense, especially with those dynamic skill players.
One toss.
Second down and 19 here. We'll keep your eye on what's going on. Let's go to Skyridge and Farmington. Farmington in Skyridge territory. Complete the pass inside the 30-yard line. And this, like I said, reigning state champion Skyridge taking on a semifinal team from a year ago. And Farmington maybe finding a little bit of momentum at the end of the year.
Well, I mean, Farmington at the beginning of the year, we all would have pinned them to be a real contender in Region 1. They weren't. But they have the talent, right? If they could figure it out, then this could be a game. Remember, beginning of the year, week 1, we thought this would be a pretty tightly contested game. The talent is still there. They just got to come together.
Got to come together. We already broke a rule. We showed a punt. Let's show now a 46-yard field goal attempt.
What is happening to us?
I don't know. We got stuck, but it's okay. So, be a 46-yard attempt. I feel like he got plenty on it, and it is short and no good. So, moved the ball to the 20-yard line. Good decision there by Dan Coates. Remember, it's not where you missed it either. Put the ball at the 20-yard line for Skyridge.
You'd think Dan Coates has played a lot of football to make a decision like that.
Certainly. Let's go out to Granger. Our game of the week, the rewind game of the week. Dane Stewart, Moose Bingham there. It's Bountiful driving to open the game. Let's join Dane and Moose.
Be lucky. The old adage goes. I love the fans section. You might be able to hear them a little bit with the coins and the jugs. Love it. Got some proud parents down there.
On first down, they'll give it to Satuala. Has some blocking. Satuala inside the 10, inside the 5, and boy, he's drug out of the 1. What a run by Satuala.
Satuala, going into the season, there were some question marks if he'd be able to play this year. From a dancing incident, doing a backflip and hurting his knee, but he's looking good to me down there.
First and goal for Bountiful. They'll keep it. Geilman, touchdown.
Wow, great read by Geilman right there. He said, I see you're going to take my running back out, and I'm just going to run into the end zone.
One thing about the playoffs, Dusty, you never know what's going to happen, but we're getting elite uniform matchups across the state right now. Bountiful, Granger, they look fantastic. Westlake, American Fork, woo, that looks great.
West and Alta. West going with the black top, red bottoms.
There's so many good uniform matchups. What a drive, Bountiful. They just march right down and say, hey, look, we're not the underdog.
You ready for this? Volatile Satuala had a nice carry to set that one up.
Well
at the
done.
1 yard line.
Well done.
Let's take you to Skyridge, as after the missed field goal, Skyridge out across the 45-yard line to the 46, as they've had been, as the kids would say, dodging some strays. But they weren't even strays. They were direct missiles the last 2 days for this program at Sky Ridge. For those of you who've been following the news, I won't go into much further than that, but see how they put things together after some of the stuff that got broken in the last 2 days. But we'll get ready to take you into Alta and West momentarily as they're going to be running I think we're running Wildcat. I don't know if you had to do Wildcat outside of Jackson Stevens, but it is now inside the 45-yard line to the Farmington 44. So we'll keep it here with Skyridge and get ready to send you out to West High Schools. Alta is driving inside the 30-yard line. So let's jump into this one with Jake Hatch and Mark Winterton.
Obviously, Jackson Stevens moved in this year for the 1 year. We'll see if Sweetline can make that his job full-time next year.
Bueller in motion. And Stevens across the middle. Completes that one to Call. Call, of course, the quarterback last year.
That's going to be an easy play all day long. They're going to allow that to be. That's a seam route that's really easy. Jackson Stevens just rears back, fires it in there. It's an easy first down pickup.
So it'll be 1st and 10 now as they continue to drive here. 5:53 left to go here in the first quarter. Man in motion, and Stevens, little play action, RPO, and he'll complete that one to McClellan.
McClellan bringing that down.
And the pass complete to Trevor McClellan.
About a 4-yard pickup there for McClellan.
Gain of 5 yards, stopped by 8. M. Smith of the defense.
So it'll be 2nd now and 6, and
hey, we're 2 to 2 on offsides.
Man, no false starts. The offense has been
staying set. Defensive line's a little
disciplined.
jumpy.
Yeah.
Ball placed at the 21.
2 penalties, 10 yards each in this game.
Defenses win games.
They do.
And so these two teams are looking to win it on the defensive side. 2nd and 1 here. Stevens in the gun brings McClellan in motion, and now we've got, is this a false start?
14 here on the near side. Got just a little over his skis there.
Well, if you
Jack
like the placement of that ball.
So we've got a couple of issues right now because normally we can back some games up and we'll kind of take you inside baseball a little bit. We can back games up and show you some scores. Right now the system doesn't allow us to do that. So we're going to spend some time in the 6-game box mode so you get a chance to see all the games happening. Alta just threw an interception to West. It seems as though there was a defensive penalty before the interception, so Alta retained possession there. You see Skyridge now inside the 15-yard line.
I'm excited. 6-box is fun. You guys get to watch these games the way we watch these games. It's a little bit of fun.
It is fun. I mean, I didn't get to see all of the Frozen Frenzy the other night. What I did watch with John Bucci-Gross was awesome.
Yeah, way cool.
And if you've been to LaVell Edwards Stadium lately, they've been showing you during official reviews what they show officials on the big board.
Yeah.
Which is why another reason why it's like, well, why are you looking at this 20-inch or 12-inch screen when just look up at the big board? They're already showing
monitor.
You all this.
Yeah. Makes you wonder.
So
this is kind of cool, kind of a different way to look at the playoffs. Here we are. We're always innovating here at Redzone.
Always willing to do something new.
Yeah.
Always. Is why we started Redzone. As you see Stevens go on the ground, and this is Sweetwine. I mean, I'm going to jump on a limb and say that his last name is Sweetwine. Sweetwy.
I preferred Swatine.
Swatine.
Like a saltine almost. I think Sweetwine is probably right, but Swatine doesn't sound bad.
And Alta dives into the end zone, and the Hawks on the board first against West.
That's a big score for Alta. I mean, Alta in this game, West has been playing exceptionally well. Alta's got all kinds of question marks. For Alta to come out and score early, that's a big win for the Hawks.
Well, how big was the defensive penalty that took away the interception?
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
I mean, it was interception going the other way, and Alta, remember in the first matchup, Alta led in that game in the third quarter, big.
Yeah.
And then it was West that went bonkers and won by multiple scores in that regular season.
That's what West has the capability of doing, especially as Isaiah Suesue has kind of found himself and got back to last year's form. Beginning of the year, he started out a little bit slow. I don't know if it was, I don't know what it was. He just didn't seem like the quarterback that we saw a year ago. He's found that rhythm and that groove again. and he looks great. And so Alta's going to have to put up points in order to keep pace with West.
And I always have to make sure I catch names. I always go Taimani Brown, and I said on our picks video, if West makes it to the semifinals, I will be not wearing, but I'll be donning and showing off something I got in the mail the other day from a terrific West family. As Jackson Stevens uses that big frame to power his way into the end zone, and Skyridge gets on the board against Farmington.
Big run for Jackson Stevens. That feels good for him to put it in the end zone against Farmington.
Yeah,
he's a Davis guy.
He's a Davis guy.
That feels good for him.
Well, you'll see him at church on Sunday. Well, maybe he's not supposed to. But either way, Jackson Stevens into the end zone there, and you see Bingham driving. Ka'ili coming back, going from your fourth-string quarterback to your second-string quarterback, who was still battling for snaps to start the year, makes it a world of difference, as it is going to be a touchdown for Bingham, and the Bingham Miners get on the board with the rushing touchdown.
Well, there it is. And we saw Bingham last year. The playoffs came. They kind of got hot. They found their way to Rice-Eccles Stadium. This team has talent. We've talked about it all year long. Bingham has talent. They're young. They're maybe a year away. They sort of remind me of last year's Pleasant Grove that, was surprising some teams in the playoffs, but maybe they were a year ahead. That's kind of what Bingham is this year. They can put it together in any given game. And Syracuse, they're going to have their hands full all night, and here they are behind Bingham right now.
And it was Chase Swenson getting in the end zone there for the Bingham Miners to give them the lead. And Swenson and Sudbury, they've gotten to a rhythm at the end of the season as well, as West going to try to answer the score. Kelvin Malapei, a name we don't talk enough about. Malapei has been terrific out of the backfield. He's a very good punter on that team as well for West. And kind of the gadget. Well, I don't even say gadget. He's a big dude.
He's a big guy.
Which is the wrong way to say gadget.
and you saw it on the bottom right corner of the 6-box. Westlake with a turnover, to turn the ball over against American Fork. That's what Westlake's going to have to do if they're going to keep pace with the number 1 overall seed in the state at 6A.
Coach Ale got the win in the state tournament. I don't know how many wins that is for Westlake in the state tournament because so many years they didn't make it when it was the 4 seeds. But good on the Thunder getting the win. We also see in the top left Chase Riggs and that high-powered Timberwolf offense getting going as is Livingston again across the 40-yard line out of bounds at the 40. They're going to mark it at the 45.
Oh, he's fun to watch.
I'm going to miss it.
It's every week, yeah. For 2 years of Red Zone, I've been sitting here for 2 years watching Luke Livingston with you every single week. There he is again. There goes that guy.
Really, it's going to hurt my heart to start next season and go do it because we'll still have Timpanogos. I still have another nephew going to go through the program, and so we'll still have it.
And we're going to have to find some different talking points.
It's going to kill me.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. We're still going to call everybody Luke Livingston. I'm sure.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Chase Riggs going to fire outside to Luke. A 3-year starter. He led the state in receptions. He was the Puka Nakua of Utah High School football as a sophomore.
Stud.
Led the state in receiving touchdowns, receiving yards as a sophomore.
Yeah, just a stud.
And
the state is going to miss him.
Yeah, it wasn't just 5A. I mean, it was across all classifications. As now you have a big play in the Granger Bountiful game. Bountiful's offense, look, they found something. I asked Falatau. I said, hey, tell me what happened after the Roy game. He said, we really kind of found things. It didn't go the way we wanted to go. He's like, we were able to stay together. We knew we had enough talent to get it back together. And he really attributed to the leadership on that team that everyone, he goes, we're all really close, that we didn't let everything, like the season, get away from them.
Well, I'll tell you, their defense was always pretty stout, even against Roy. Like they played well defensively. What changed from my eyes? Geilman found himself at the quarterback spot, and he found an extra gear. Now that Bountiful offense is clicking. They're not just a team that has to rely so heavily on defense that if the opponent scores 14, they're kind of out of luck. They figured it out, and now they can go put up points with anybody.
Folks, if you're enjoying watching the Secto box, I got to make sure that sounds right. Let us know, because I think we found something new here.
Yeah.
Because we were having some issues that we talked about being able to scroll back and show you things. I'm really enjoying just looking up at our big screen in studio and seeing all the games going and not having to look at Vince and make sure that we were not missing something and everything else. But if you're on the stream on KSLSports.com, hope you're enjoying it. If you're on the radio, Jeff and I will do our very best to keep you updated on big plays and things that are happening around the state of Utah. As Westlake is now entered into AF territory. They're at the American Fork 32-yard line.
Oh, such an elite uniform matchup, Dusty. There it is.
It looks really good.
I mean, it seems like every week we're talking about Westlake and a great uniform matchup. I don't ever think of Westlake's jerseys as like, oh, that's top notch. That's right there at the top of the state. But they're like a good accent jersey. No matter who they play, they look good playing against somebody else.
Coach Arnold Ale, in his first year, he was the coach at Payson.
Yeah.
Payson won their first playoff games, I think it was 1988.
Wow.
Now, granted, Provo has not beaten Timpview since that timeline, but Payson wins a playoff game.
There's a lot of teams that haven't beaten Timpview in that long. Timpview beats a lot of teams.
No, they do beat a lot of teams. I just feel bad for Provo. It's a school that has had great years, just never been able to beat Timpview.
Farmington, big penalty there. Looked like a personal foul on Skyridge. Farmington's marching the ball down the field now. They're knocking on the door of the red zone here.
As we mentioned, plenty of talent at Farmington.
And
Some of it
great
is
coaching.
young.
Great coaching.
Yeah.
Dan Coates is as good as any coach there is in the state. I mean, he is a very, very good coach. Doesn't always have the talent that some of the schools down south have to work with, but he's a phenomenal coach, and I think he's going to do some really good things with this program, and I think this team is built for the playoffs. We saw it last year, and I think that's a testament to their coaching.
Off air, I'll tell you another one he gave me about what you just said, too. So top left is Timpanogos. Chase Riggs and company trying to pick up a first down. I believe we were third down and long for the Timberwolves. There's Riggs going to fire deep to who else? Livingston, and just kind of overthrew everybody. On that one, and Coach Heaps will have a decision to make. If you haven't seen the Timpanogos helmets, Jeff, and you and I have not talked about this year, they went to the old school Giants wolves on the side with the line underneath it. It looks so good.
It looks okay.
Yeah. Usually Dane's all about script. That was a fourth down shot there from Timpanogos. They turned it over on downs back to Mountain Crest.
We've got our first bit of feedback on the 6 box.
Yeah.
It's hard to focus. I know that makes sense. There's a lot of games going on. It's a little difficult to focus, but that's what our guy Michael Goldman tells us is that, hey, I don't know which game to watch. There's 6 of them on my screen, which makes sense. That's why we do what we do here at Redzone. We focus, so you don't have to.
Yeah,
like glasses. We're everybody's glasses.
You find the game you kind of lock in on. You see something big happening, and then you kind of gravitate toward it. Just give you an idea of what we do here in the building to make that happen.
I'm really impressed with Farmington. They had a decent opening drive, missed the field goal, give up the score. Oh, but you ran into Toilolo right there, and you don't want to run into Deshaun Toilolo, one of the most aggressive defensive linemen in the state. Just a junior, so we're going to get to enjoy his talent for another year. But boy, what a stud of a player he is, and a holding call to boot. I would imagine Skyridge declines that and really puts Farmington behind the chains, which is otherwise, I was about to say it, it's been an impressive response drive for them, but that big sack by Toilolo, that's a backbreaker.
It is a backbreaker, and that kid is an absolute animal. I'll give you a programming note. In about 3 minutes, we will be switching on the radio. So nothing will change. On the radio, we'll go from 97.5 FM over to 1280 AM as Jazz pregame gets going. I won't tell you which one to listen to, but we'll be moving over. It's a great lead-in. You're welcome to Jake Scott and my guy Tim Lacombe. I love Tim, absolute stud. But we'll be switching over in about 3 minutes if you're on the radio side over to 1280 AM.
And we love Jake and Tim. We love them a little bit more when it's not a football night, but we love Jake and Tim.
I love parking here when it's not a Jazz game night battling with us here. But we only have one more week of Red Zone, and then Jeff and I will be out on the road. We'll do a game next week. Oh, sorry. We won't do a game next week. So we'll be here, but then we'll be at the stadium.
That's true. Will we be here? We'll be here next week?
Next week. We have one more week.
I'm learning my schedule in real time, folks.
Well, it's because we haven't had a timeout yet, and I thought I would just go ahead and make the programming note known.
Great. We'll be here next week.
Then we'll be semifinals, which is just absolutely insane to think that that's already here. But we look at the top left. You have Mountain Crest inside of Timpanogos territory, going to go to the ground game. And I think this Mountain Crest team could be the tough matchup because they're so tough that defense is going to figure things out because they do play good defense in Mountain Crest. But it's whether or not Timpanogos can handle the physical nature of what they're going to bring to them.
Yeah, and Mountain Crest, I'm sure, is enjoying a Friday night on the other side of the valley right now because it is cold in Cache Valley tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you, I just came from outside. It was It was nice. It was comfortable.
Yeah.
It was a little cold. Wasn't too bad.
In Hiram, it's cold.
Yeah.
They're right there at the mouth of the canyon. It's already cold anyways. Canyon, it's cold.
Oh, and how about the catch there in the Mountain Crest game? It'll be 1st and goal. Is there is no tie goes to the defender. Is they're going to say that was a catch, and then he took the ball away. And lucky he's going to get half the distance to the goal. I think if you're going to get one, do it inside the 5-yard or 7 or 10-yard line.
You're allowed to do it there. That's a heck of a catch by Mountain Crest. This would be a big response for the Mustangs after the falling down early. We talked about it, Dusty. This one's going to be a shootout. I think both teams are going to have to put up a lot of points. So big play there for Mountain Crest. Now they're knocking on the door.
And I'll give you an update from you saw there around the Skyridge game. I thought we maybe moved it. But Skyridge got a stop inside the 10-yard line, come out firing, and it was Jackson Stevens with an absolute dot. Now we have a player that's injured for Farmington, but they go from defending their goal line out across the 30-yard line. As about 20 seconds, we'll be jumping over to 1280 a.m. on the radio side, and Jake Scott and Tim Lacombe will be taking over. And we're up against our first break. You're watching and listening to KSL Sports Rewind's Friday Night Red Zone in the playoffs.
Opens up a lane where you can only attempt to hang on to shoelaces with Dak Benson running right by you.
It looks like that was Iosefo who got there in the backfield first, but this time Dak Benson made a nice move to make a miss. And now we'll have a 3rd and goal, ball on the 5. We'll see what Mountain Crest are able to do as this time Crofts will keep it. He'll roll out to his right. Going for the end zone and incomplete. It was Zion Fowler there.
Yeah, Crofts not happy about that one as he pumps.
Incomplete.
And then I think he was hoping that the wide receiver would just hitch up. Not able to do so. Keeps running with him. Gets the ball behind his wide receiver, and we have 4th and goal from the 4-yard line.
Do you go for it here, Nate, or do you take some points and go for the 3?
I think we've seen Timberwolves kind of playing with house money, so they'll probably go for it in this situation. I think you need to match it.
Timeout, Mustangs.
They'll think about it.
It's a tough call. Looks like Coach Visor, first-year head coach for the Mountain Crest Mustangs, also going to think about it. Hasn't been in this situation before.
And hey, while they think about it and we have a timeout taken, we'll take a quick one here as well on the Rewind Sports Network.
When Brent Brown Toyota in Orem became the #1 Toyota dealer in the nation in customer loyalty, our sales surged. That continued explosive growth leaves us without the amount of used cars to meet demand, paying unheard of prices for trade-ins.
That package once again.
We haven't seen Kalama.
Yeah. That's a good question. Kalama came out for the coin toss, and we got another Farmington player down injured here. Just went down right as that play ended, I guess. So.
With 8 seconds left to go in the first quarter, we'll be back after this quick break.
I love my new Chevy Blazer. The first time I saw one driving down the road, I knew I had to have one. It fits my skis perfectly. It's cute and comfy. I got my Chevy Blazer at John Watson Chevrolet. My experience was amazing. The staff always treats you like family, and it was easy from start to finish. I would rate John Watson Chevrolet 5 stars.
Because if you get out of bounds, that clock is just going to stop. So they're obviously not trying to save any time here for Westlake.
Here's a throw down the middle. That pass is caught. 2 men were in the area. Don't know if that was the play call, but Jet Nelson made the catch inside the 1. And they're going to hurry up to the line with 7 seconds to go to try to put more points on before the end of this quarter. And the clock is already running, and it doesn't look like they're going to get it off. As the siren goes off here at AF to signal the end of the first quarter. Bit of a crazy first quarter. We had turnovers on 3 straight drives, but now AF threatening inside the 1-yard line. As we get set for the second quarter of this presentation of the UHSAA playoffs on KSL Sports Rewind.
Who's the band, Jeff?
No idea.
What?
Not a clue.
Leonard Skinner, baby. Around.
No clue.
Yes. Oh, man.
Well, I'm glad you two are enjoying yourselves. This is fun for me.
There's this show that was on Showtime. I got Vince to start watching a little bit of it called The Roadies. And they do a whole episode on the history of Leonard Skinner. Unreal. It is so good. So good. It's like the one episode worth watching. Although I loved that show, and I was so heartbroken when it only lasted a season. So,
boy.
But that episode.
Not a real ringing endorsement there.
Ron White, Luke Wilson. Yeah, really good show. Written by Cameron Crowe. All right, let's take you into our game of the week. I'll give you some music history later. All right, it is the Granger Lancers with the football back. And it's an interception going the other way, and it's Falatau Satuwala into the end zone. They might mark him out at the 1. I've got him with a touchdown.
Out at the 2.
Out at the 2. That's nonsense.
It's because you talked to him yesterday. You wanted to give him the score.
That's really what it
While
was.
Falatau was doing his thing, American Fork just punched it into the end zone. I believe that's to go up, 13-0. Now they're up 2 scores on Westlake.
Erdley and Offen gets into the end zone. And can the running game be the difference for AF this year? State championship game in 2019, trying to get back. I was corrected because I had said I don't think they've been there since 2018, but they went back-to-back years when Maddox Madsen.
Doing his thing at Boise.
Breaks my heart.
It does a little.
I love Maddox. And here's the funny thing. Anything I say on the air about Maddox being at Boise, I say to him directly.
Yeah, well, and anybody would.
Time.
Yeah. And honestly, I think Maddox probably believes in his heart that it's a little bit shameful that he's at Boise.
Absolutely.
I think he knows that.
Well, so let's take you in. Bountiful down at the 1-yard line. Dane on the call at the goal line.
And it's a touchdown. Touchdown for Bountiful on the 1-yard run from Fekitoa.
Yeah, you had some penetration there, but the real thing that's been happening this first half is Granger's inability to wrap up has hurt them tremendously.
Yeah, it has. It's given Bountiful a lot of extra yards.
Sometimes you call it yak if you're on offense.
So touchdown here for Bountiful. Let's go to Skyridge as
touchdown.
Ridgeline Skyridge Falcons gets in the end zone. We have way too many games.
There's a lot of things going on.
And having called a game, my mind is all messed up. And I see the Ridge on the shirt. I love that on the jersey too.
It's
touchdown there for Skyridge, and that was Brett Bueller. Bueller in for 6.
Skyridge, they're starting to run away. Farmington needs a response right here to keep this close. But right now, 14-0 Falcons.
Let's go into Timpanogos as Chase Riggs in the offense, moving down the field, but now it's the end of the first quarter. Maybe let's jump across the street over to Gene Plaga Stadium as Alta out to a 14-0 lead on West.
Wow. What a response. What a statement.
You know, I was at Alta today. I should have asked their athletic director, Jim Langford, about how the team was looking and feeling, but we were talking hoops instead.
I think they know how they're feeling. I think we all know. They're feeling pretty darn good right now.
Should we break some news?
Break it.
Alta basketball joining the Rewind Sports Network.
Ooh, that's the breaking
every Alta
news.
basketball game except for the Tark games.
Well, there you go.
KSLSports.com. All right, let's jump in and join this one. It is Matt Coma and Brian Brown on the call.
Sui calls his own number and fights up the middle. He's got a first down. Gain of 13 on first down for the senior quarterback.
Yeah, the announcer's blessing comes through as immediately Isaiah Sui gets the first down and does it with his legs. A great 12-yard gain, 11-yard gain there. A nice early start for this West High offense.
New set of downs here for the Panthers. 3 wideouts to the near side. Hands off to Malapai. Fighting his way for a good gain, about 6 yards. Brings up 2nd and 4.
And that's really where Malapai is great. Inside the tackles, able to get those 4, 5, 6-yard chunks. And for West, you've got some momentum going. Try and keep it going. Love the no-huddle option here.
Panthers rush to the line here. Sui to throw. Quick pass over the far side. Dodging his way and fighting for more yardage. Good run by Luceni Fafita for another first down.
Great job by Fafita, a guy that really haven't seen a ton from all year long, but you see the ability to get loose and get that yak, those yards after contact or yards after catch. And West going with tempo now, doing a great job responding.
First time pass midfield tonight for West as they go over the middle looking for Lopati. Passed us a little too high and brings up 2nd down.
Boy, he had Lopati as well. There was plenty of ground for the young freshman to get loose if he was able to secure that ball. And sometimes when that adrenaline starts going on a big drive like that, you get just a little high on those throws.
3 wideouts to the near side here on 2nd and 10. And movement over on the far side. I think that was Fafita. And it's a false start for the Panthers.
Yeah, a little jump there and just getting a little excited. And again, if I'm Coach Lovi, I can live with that at this point because we're seeing life from this offense. Go ahead and live with that penalty there, but just keep the momentum going.
Penalty pushes it back to the 48. 2nd and 15 here. 10 minutes to go here in our second quarter. Sui calls his own number. Still stays on his feet. Fights for extra yardage as Sui gain a 4.
Oh, what was at best a 1-yard gain turns into a 5-yard gain. And while that doesn't sound like all that much, it is the leadership, the fight, the drive, desire from Sui that you love to see, Matt. This West High offense is there now. 3rd and long.
3rd and 11 from the Alta 48. Sui gonna throw. Gonna take a shot over the far side. Tip drill, and it's picked. Weaving through traffic and spinning down to the 45. That's Paige Miley with the interception for Alta.
Boy, what a job by Paige Miley to stay in the assignment, find the lane, tips the ball to himself, and a massive, massive turnover for the Alta Hawks defense as you can feel the momentum brewing for that West High offense. Nothing doing to come out of that drive. That possession was 0 points. Huge credit to that Alta High defense for standing tall when they needed to the most.
Miley, his 3rd interception of the season, puts Alta back on offense from their own 46. 9:21 to go to halftime. Alta's 3rd drive of the night. There have been two scores on their opening 2 drives. They'll hand it off. Cottis gets about 2 on 1st down.
Yeah, nice job of the West High defensive line. Stand out the blockers. Seeing guys fill their run responsibilities, forcing the run to the outside. He was able to get 2 yards, but this West High defense, they've got to do something on this possession and try and force the ball back. That's a good place to start.
Alta has been methodical on offense here tonight. Drives of 7 and 11 plays for their 2 scoring drives already tonight. Send a man in motion, now faking the handoff. Keppa up the far side. Gets through a tackle, and he's met at about the 49-yard line. I believe that was Pan down there in coverage for the Panthers.
And now for West, sitting at 3rd and 5 here. Opportunity to get off the field with a 3-and-out would be huge, especially after the turnover for Alta. They've been so successful all game long in keeping their drives going. I have to wonder if there's anything left in the bag there. Maybe surprise this West High defense.
3rd and 4 from the 48-yard line. We'll set a man in motion. Keppa looks that way. Pressure coming. Has to get rid of it, and it's broken up. Taimani Brown there in coverage, and it brings up 4th down.
And that's exactly what this West High defense needed, was a stop there. Looks like Alta considering going for it here, as they are within West territory, and so kind of in that no man's land of do we punt it, do we kick it, or do we go for it? It looks like they've sent the punting team out here, but a great job by the defense to sniff out the screen. Great job by Taimani Brown, knock the ball down, and West avoids disaster after the turnover. They'll get the ball back here.
So Alta back to punt here. They'll send Matt McKee out.
We're not showing another punt, so let's hurry and get over to Timpanogos Mountain Crest. Aha! We kept it intact. 4th down and 3, Mountain Crest going for it.
This is a big play for Mountain Crest.
Let's take you in, Alex Napolis and Nate Carter on the call.
Sleeves here on 4th down. Can they keep the drive alive? Crofts line up in the shotgun. Tight end in motion. Crofts will keep it, and he's going to be met. Somehow escapes, but he's still going to be short.
Mustang offense coming up short again on 4th down. Big push there from the defensive line of the Timberwolves, getting the blocker in the backfield. Croft had nowhere to go, runs right into his own man.
the stand,
Quickly, the Mustangs.
turn the ball over on downs. Let's take you quickly to American Fork as the Cavemen looking to really get up big against Westlake. It's Cavemen football at the Westlake 45. Let's join Mark Winterton and Jay Catch. Sorry, Tumalip. Alex Tumalip and Ty Wilkinson on the call.
Go for it. I feel like that would be a good idea. But this is going to prove how they can do during playoffs on third down. And it's how it's such a big, essential aspect in how playoffs go for all teams because third downs are just that important to them.
Play clock down to 5. Man goes in motion to the right. Play clock down to 1. They just got it away. Story, quick pass on the middle. What a catch! Andrews! Aloha! Touchdown, American Fork! Number 5 with a rewind.
Davis Andrews, the wide receiver version. He's going to play safety at Utah. Wide receiver at American Fork goes and really maybe puts this one away. 20 soon to be. PAT pending. 21-0.
Aloha means goodbye as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And Alex Tumalip is from Hawaii.
There we go. Now we're all on the same page. And
making sure everyone understands.
Yep.
All right, let's take you back in. Now let's go to Mark Winterton and Jay Catch. 2nd down and 10 for the Farmington Phoenix, trailing 14-0 in the second quarter. It's 2nd and 10 at the Skyridge 35.
Phoenix from the Skyridge 35-yard line here. Down by 2 scores. Needing something here. White will give to... That's Hoops. And Hoops isn't getting anywhere.
Well, tough sledding there on the interior for Hoops. Not coming up with anything there.
Carrying the ball, Travis Hoops. Runs into a flock of Falcons.
All right, so with a promising turnover here, you have had an incomplete pass on first down and no gain on second down. Now it's 3rd and 10 for the Phoenix.
He's got Peterson in the backfield. I like the play of Peterson. He's a shifty fellow, and he's fast.
He is.
White looking to pass, bootlegging right, and he'll release. Pass is caught and brought in. Mason Smith on that catch and run for a first down.
Wow, what a catch by Mason Smith. Right through 2 Falcons defenders. He hauls it in. Face mask helped him a little bit. I felt like almost a rebound off his face mask a little bit. He hauled it in all the same. That's a huge conversion for Farmington out of nowhere.
So 1st and 10 now, down to the 20. Hoops lined up in the backfield here. Peterson, the slot man. And White, play action, releases it to Peterson. Peterson tries to straight arm him, and he'll get 1 yard on the play.
Yeah, big credit to Noah Bird there for just saying you're not going anywhere, just dragging him down. That was a great job by him on the defensive side. Gain of 1, I guess, is officially. I thought it was no gainer.
So it'll be 2nd and 9.
Wind starting to pick up a little bit here at Sky Ridge.
Yeah, the breeze really can make things cold. It's expected.
What are you going for his Halloween?
I don't. I'm not much of a Halloween guy.
I have the built-in excuse. I can just be Jake from State Farm and call it a day.
Get your khakis and red shirt out.
I do have a red polo with the State Farm logo on it.
Timeout. We'll take one as well.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey.
So Bountiful got in the end zone again, and now up 20-0, point after coming up.
Bountiful, holy cow. I mean, we talked about it. The Bountiful's playing well. We don't really know, has Granger played somebody as good as Bountiful? I don't think we expected 21-0.
No. So we'll go from there.
And we'll think about it.
Yeah.
We'll think about where we go from there. But we're gonna go somewhere. This is good radio
This is
now,
good
Dusty.
radio. Well, we've got a surprise for Jeff coming up here in a second.
Oh, no.
But Hey, how about West? Get in the end zone. 14-6 point after coming up. All right, let's send it to a surprise for Jeff because this is a dual broadcast. Now there's Kenzie.
Ugh.
Hi, Jeff. Hi,
Get her out of here.
Jeff, do you like my sweatshirt?
No.
I am here at President's Circle live on University of Utah's campus. Game day is all set up right now. People are camping out behind me for the night. It's super fun out here, but cold, very cold.
I hope it gets colder. I hope it drops 30
You should
degrees.
have told me. I would have given you an igloo.
I know. Oh my gosh, I would love an igloo out here.
Well, maybe we'll meet up after I'm done with the show tonight.
Or don't.
Or don't.
You showed Jeff your band. Did you get a band for tomorrow?
I did. So this wristband allows us to get in the pit student section on game day. We have to be there at 4:30 in the morning, but it's so worth it. Here is my wristband, looking all fancy.
I hope that you're so tired. I hope you fall asleep through part of it. And honestly, if somebody gives you a cold, I won't feel bad.
Oh my gosh.
Kenzie, have fun tomorrow. Enjoy the game. Let's make sure you let me know where you're sitting. So, well, I'll be watching another game at that time. But let me know where you're sitting anyway, just in case I see it come across my timeline.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you guys for having me as a special guest tonight.
She is a special guest tonight.
She is a special guest tonight.
Thanks, Kenzie. Have fun tomorrow. I've been planning that all week.
I hated that.
That's why we did it.
Oh, man. Those are the worst kind of surprises.
Let's send it in to Farmington Skyridge. Farmington inside the 10-yard line at the Skyridge 9.
Trent Williams does that all the time from that up-back position.
White releases on that bootleg. Does he got a man? He's can't haul it in. Intended there for Metcalf.
Great effort by Metcalf to try and come down with it. Just a little bit unable to haul it in there. And I wonder if he would have been out of bounds before he brought it down anyways.
Well, that'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 9.
I wonder what the philosophy will be here from Coach Coates, if he's going to say, you know what, we're getting 6 or nothing. But if I'm him, I would take the 3 if you don't get it in here on this 3rd down. Get some points on the board.
You know, their bubble screens, little things like that have worked really well. But, of course, it involves Peterson, too, a lot of times. And there's Peterson out. And he's going to release this one again to Metcalf. Metcalf can't quite get to it. White leading him in just a little too much.
Yeah, Metcalf wanted to call on that, but that was very good coverage, and White just fired it in there. Just a little too much mustard on that one, and they will send the field goal unit out here to take 3 points, hopefully.
Yeah, take the 3. Get on the board.
And for the field goal try, number 39 to Romney, holding is Bingham.
No field goals here. We'll let you know how it goes. Let's go Alta and West. As Alta up 14-7 on West, as West defense going to try to get the football back.
Yeah, Sui had a big drive to get West on the board. That's a big, important score for West. And now Alta, how do they respond?
So it's Alta football at their own 38-yard. They're going to run near side. Had a hole for just a moment. They're out to the 41-yard line.
And I believe, just a quick update, I don't think Farmington made the field goal. There's still some refs kind of talking about some things, but I think the field goal was missed.
He missed it.
He missed it, yeah, okay.
So missed field goal at Skyridge. It is now 2nd down, and, well, actually might be another 1st down here for Alta. Let's take it into Alex Napolis and Nate Carter.
It's like a time warp out there.
3 wideouts on the far side. They'll send Afu in motion. Now up the middle for about 2 yards, just shy of the 1st down goes Loans.
A nice tackle there by Mae from his outside end position. Brings up 3rd and short here for this Alta High offense. Still plenty of options on the table in terms of play calls, whatever they need to go through. They've had success both running and throwing the ball this drive. So Coach Teo and his staff, big 3rd down conversion here.
3rd and 1 here. 2:50 to go in our 2nd quarter. Afu in motion again. Kappa's going to keep it, and he's got the first down. Slides past the 45, and a first down for Alta.
It looks like he's sliding into home plate the way that he hits the turf like that, but knew exactly where he needed to get to. No more, no less. Slides to the ground, keeps the clock moving, keeps the chains moving as well. And this is turning into a pretty impressive drive for this Alta High offense.
Clock ticking under 2.5 now to go before our halftime break. Alta just trying to bleed this clock, not give the ball back to this West offense that's starting to feel it. 1st and 10 from the 46. They'll hand it off once more. Loans lowers a shoulder and fights for a gain of 7. So we got some extracurriculars in the backfield as Chachi Pan throws down a receiver. That was Pan and Wyatt Johnson getting together there at about the 35. And I believe it's going to be an unsportsmanlike call on the Panthers.
Yeah, as always, it's usually the retaliation that gets caught. In a classic situation there is Johnson. We used to call it blocking to the echo of the whistle, maybe a little further, and understandably, Chachi Pan didn't like that.
It is going to be the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Pan. Move it 15 yards, and Alta knocking on the door here with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, like mentioned earlier, a very impressive drive for this Alta High offense. Not only that they've been able to move the chains, drain that clock, but also get into scoring territory here, basically wiping out what was left of the second quarter.
Clock running under 2 minutes now to go. 1st and 10. Near side, finding a seam, and out near the 10-yard line. That's Matt McKee on the keeper. And another first down for Alta.
Boy, what a change of pace. What a luxury to have McKee, a guy that you've trusted to carry the ball all season long, able to step into that wildcat position. And let's see, he's a big, powerful, long strider, provides a little bit of a different view to Numatolo in terms of how they run the ball.
McKee able to get out of bounds, stops the clock, 1:44 to go as the Alta Hawks in the red zone, 3rd time tonight. First and 10 from the 16. They'll hand it off. Fake the handoff as McKee will fight for 2 yards. That clock will continue to run as it'll be about 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and listen, with McKee having a history of throwing the football, you have to play that as honestly as possible.
Hey, let's take you quickly to Bingham. We're going to show you the replay. Swenson, with his 2nd touchdown of the game, reclaims the lead for Bingham.
We got a game out there in South Jordan. This one is back and forth. Bingham with the big response right there. They marked him out. They didn't. Refs never let the cool play stand.
Reffing.
When there's a highlight play, you can just count on it tonight being marked out at the 2.
Well, McCann just got in the end zone for Timpan No-Gos. So we go back to Bingham, and then we have a pre-snap penalty. Oof. And this is the hard part of them calling him out at the 2-yard line is now, timeout. Okay, so timeout. Now, refs, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
Well, I'm not. I mean, let him get into the end zone. It was a highlight play. Let him stand. And I'm a Syracuse guy.
Yeah, how about it? Let's go to Skyridge just for a minute. Skyridge up 14-0 in the second quarter, and we'll catch the end of the unsportsmanlike
sideline.
Yeah, sideline warning here on Dan Coates. He doesn't get that. What the sideline warning is a lot of times is if you get in the way of that side judge going down the sideline, there's a big play or anything like that. So,
well,
Dan's not happy.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to be an official around an unhappy Dan. All right, let's go out to West Valley. Let's see if we get a play here. West Valley, there we go. Granger and Bountiful. Bountiful just dominating the ball game.
My goodness, I did not think that we would be getting to halftime of this game and saying, this might be the last time we look at this one. But here we are, 21-0 and Bountiful driving again.
Let's take it in. Dane Stewart, Moose Bingham. It is Bountiful football at the Lancer, 33.
Over the middle. That caught by Brooks, brought down immediately. First down, Bountiful. In on the tackle was Chulau.
This is one of the more physical games we've seen this year. Just brutal hits on both sides of these defense. They like to hit.
First down. Gauman to his left. Has a man, that's Satuola with the catch, bounces off a man, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Bountiful.
Satuola showing his value as a receiver. He's a kid that could play either side. 6'4". He can do it all.
Falatau Satuola into the end zone.
I mean, he's showing you why he is a 4-star recruit right there. Holy cow. I mean, he can do everything. He does it on the defensive side of the ball. My one complaint about Bountiful all year was they aren't getting him involved enough on the offensive side of the ball. Well, look what happens when you do. He runs it into the end zone.
Skyridge gets in the end zone. They go fly sweep. Trevin McClellan into the end zone. And Skyridge now up 20-0. And we're going to learn a lot about the resolve of the Phoenix.
Yeah. Yes, we are. That feels like a book. Like J.R. Tolkien wrote that, The Resolve of the Phoenix. That feels like something I would have read in 11th grade English.
Oh, man. I'm writing a book.
Well done.
The Resolve of the Phoenix.
It doesn't even need to be about anything good. That title alone will sell books.
I was trying to show my authorship on some other platform yesterday. I felt pretty good about it. We got a timeout, the West Alta game. We'll get you settled on that one as we have games coming to halftime. We'll also be pulling in other ones as well. But it's been an interesting start to the second round today here in the state of Utah. Corner Canyon ran away, as expected, from Layton. I don't know if we learned anything new about Corner Canyon.
No. Corner Canyon is still Corner, right? I mean, they've sort of been the forgotten team because once region play started, they just did their thing. And then we focused so much on, Lehigh and American Fork and Pleasant Grove and Skyridge. But Corner Canyon is still Corner Canyon, and there's a reason they, I think, are the unanimous top team. Everybody except for the RPI has them at number 1 in the state.
If they hadn't played Bishop Gorman, they would have been number 1 in the RPI.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a great promotion of what we want to see in the state of Utah.
No, I don't think so.
You do not want to. I don't think we need to set a precedent of punishing teams for playing the best teams in the country.
No, I don't think so. Yeah. Especially playing them in Utah.
Yeah, exactly. Get him to come up here.
If you want to punish a team for traveling, I mean, I get it. You don't want to do that, but fine. But if you're going to host some of the best teams in the country here in the state of Utah, you shouldn't be punished for that.
We're going to go through some. Well, we're almost up against our second break of the night. And we're going to go through some scores because scores are coming in, feel pretty accurate on a lot of these, and we'll get you. Actually, I think we're at a pretty good spot to take it. So let's take the break. We're up against the top of the hour. You are watching and listening to KSL Sports Friday Night Red Zone on KSLSports.com and on 1280, the KSL Sports Zone.
Up the sideline, and boy, there was some busted coverage there. That was rather unfortunate. Andrews had to come over to shove Peyton Barkley out of bounds, but not before he picked up another first down gain of almost 20 yards. And it's those little things like that that are going to drive defensive coordinator Chris Busing crazy there, Ty.
And now Westlake is at the spot where I like to call the danger zone. We saw it against Lone Peak. The 40-yard line, for whatever reason, treated Westlake so well against Lone Peak. Let's see if that's the case against American Fork.
Bayless to throw on first down. That pass is caught. That's Fa'amusili. Griffin Fa'amusili. Out of bounds inside the 5. I said it before, I'll say it again, Ty Wilkinson. You have been hanging around with Tony Romo way too much.
Or I predict the future, one of the two. What an amazing run. As I said, that 40-yard line just treats them well. I don't know what it is. The teams that they play, once they get to around that area, doesn't matter who they're facing. I guess it's supposed. And now if you're Westlake, you're in red zone territory. You did not have a good red zone offense as we saw against Lone Peak. I keep referring back to the Lone Peak game, but let's see if they can actually get across the line of scrimmage here.
Well, they're going to get at least inside the 5. Drake Youngberg. That was a 54-yard gain by Griffin Fa'amusili. And boy, how Westlake missed him in that game against Lone Peak. When, like you said, they had just so many opportunities to cash in, Ty. And without Fa'amusili in the lineup, their offense just really had a hard time finding other weapons to open up the playbook. Under 2 minutes to go here in the quarter. And Bayless tried to take the quick snap. And that got stood up pretty quickly. And now it's third down and about 2 yards to go for Westlake. And before that, we're going to have a timeout by Coach Arnold Ale. Clock officially reads 1 minute 14 seconds left. And when we come back, we'll have a third down here for this Westlake Thunder offense. Trying to punch it in.
I love my new Chevy Blazer. The first time I saw one driving down the road, I knew I had to have one. It fits my skis perfectly.
It's furious, and he should be. That clock was running after the first down. They got to spot the chains first before that clock runs. So they'll put some time back on the clock.
Gave him a timeout, though.
Yeah, he did use a timeout. (14-10), Bingham leads Syracuse, but the Titans are right at the 20-yard line. Plenty of time here.
Yeah, I mean, they're in field goal range already. And, as you said, they get the ball coming out of the third quarter.
Go to Timpanogos.
St. George and everywhere in between. We've got you covered. This is Game Night Live Redzone on 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. Go ahead.
And welcome back in. Dusty Litster, Jeff Hansen on KSL Sports Rewind's Friday Night Red Zone. As always, presented by Heidemann Associates. Go to utah.law. Get a free consultation. Find the law office closest to you. Again, it's at utah.law. And Heidemann and Associates. Also want to thank our good friends at Advanced Windows. Their fall special still running. Get $2,000 off 10 windows or more and 0% financing as well with Advanced Windows. Go to advancedwindowsusa.com. Also, Igloo Outfitters, one of my new favorite sponsors.
They're warm.
I wore it the day after that Thursday night. I still felt good. My knees weren't killing me. I was happy. Oh, man, I cannot wait to wear it up at the Rice Cycles. And then, of course, Odeon Menswear, the artist formerly known as Modern Missionary. Go to Odeon Menswear. I want to thank them for all their support of KSL Sports Rewind. As you see, coming down to the half, Syracuse trying to get on the board. Hopkins gets out of bounds with just under 10 seconds left. A chance for Syracuse to take the lead with no time left.
Yeah, a big moment in this game. And you saw a flag there, probably a hold, that will bring this one back. And if I'm Bingham, I probably accept that penalty and make this a long field goal. Oh, they're picking up the flag. So Syracuse with a decision to make. It's fourth and, call it 8. They're down by 4, 9 seconds left in the half. It would be, I want to say, about a 35-yard field goal, so not a chip shot in high school. This is a tough decision for Syracuse.
And Easton Bretzing bruises his way into the end zone. And I had something to say maybe on the ground. Get some flags come in at the end.
I like it.
His squat went up to 465. From his sophomore to junior year.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of weight. And to just pick it up and put it back down, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but that's a lot of it.
Syracuse goes for the field goal. It looked good to me, and it was. So 4 seconds left in the half. It's 14-13. And the game we thought in the 6A bracket that would be the closest is proving out to be the closest.
That field goal could have gone for 20 more yards. That was beautiful.
He crushed that ball.
If I was Moose, I'd talk more about it, but that's all I got to say.
All I know is if I had gone back there to try to catch it, they would have lined up and gone for it. So.
Yeah, we've learned that.
The point after is good. Timpanogos up 20-0 on Mountain Crest. So that's a surprising score to me, too. I thought that Timpanogos could win that game. I thought Mountain Crest's defense and their physicality would hold scoring down a bit, but it has not proven to be the case.
No, and I thought it'd be a track meet. I thought that one would have to be a really high-scoring game. Timpanogos is doing their part, but Mountain Crest just can't find anything offensively.
As we get ready for second half, let's go through some scores. In the 6A classification, in the 6A bracket, things kind of went the way we thought. Well, we haven't talked about this one yet. Lone Peak beat Mountain Ridge 14-13 in the rematch of the best win of the year for Mountain Ridge.
Yeah. Ugly football game. If you like scoring, this was not the game for you.
Yeah.
6-3 at half. Lone Peak scores a touchdown, gets a 2-point conversion in the second half, and that's it. 14-3. But that's how Lone Peak's going to have to do it if they want to move forward in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're going to have to do it defensively, and they're going to have to win ugly. And they did it against Mountain Ridge, a team that got the best of them earlier this year. So that's progress if you're Lone Peak. How do they do next week?
Corner Canyon.
Yeah, they're going to have to win ugly because they're not going to win a shootout against Corner Canyon.
Yeah. Jackson Blake found Trey Robinson from 35 yards out to seal the win. Trey Robinson's had a great year. He's been really, really good from the outside.
Yeah.
Corner Canyon took care of Layton 52-0. Lone Peak Corner Canyon in the quarterfinals. Davis leads Weber 14-7. Weber just scored 14-13. I don't know how soon that score was. Kick failed. So it is 14-13 in the fourth quarter in Weber Davis.
Yeah. And I think that last score was Celesi Moa getting into the end zone. All the stars are doing what they do in that game. You've got Cash Gates, who scored a touchdown on the Davis side, Celesi Moa on the Weber side. Bessinger, we saw him a couple of weeks ago. He was fantastic at the quarterback spot for Davis. And Catch Carney doing what he does on Weber. I mean, that game is a lot better than people think it is.
The second half of the year for Catch Carney is unreal.
Yeah.
His kid just House of Fire.
Something clicked. I don't know what it was, but something clicked, and he found another gear.
After the Davis game, and that was what's crazy about that whole situation, too. PG leads Harriman 14-7. Harriman has had a lot of stuff happening in their program coming into this game. Some shocking stuff as far as Coach Dustin Pierce resigned.
Yeah, crazy.
Their only coach in the history of the program.
Crazy.
Resigns after 15 years at the helm and a state championship at Harriman, as he's no longer there. But you do have a member of the staff who was a head coach and has great coaching experience, Coach Jody Morgan.
Yeah.
He's the offensive coordinator at Harriman. I imagine he kind of took over. But it's Carson Rasmussen found Sean Cottle on a 12-yard pass and also ran one in from 14 yards out. That game is at the half, and it is 14-7 PG with the win. PG, if they win, and Skyridge wins, well, we get a rematch next week.
Boy, man, that will be must-see TV. What a game that was to, what was that, second to last week of the regular season, and an all-timer to get a rematch, and a rematch I think that would be at Pleasant Grove.
At Skyridge.
At Skyridge again.
Because Skyridge came in the higher
they
seed.
did. They
in the
came
state
in a little
tournament.
bit. Yep, okay. Woof.
So, yeah, we'd be back at the scene of the crime. Oh, I shouldn't say that. We'd be back at the scene of the great game.
The scene of the alleged crime. You can't say, we can't,
that wasn't
if you
even where I
say
was going
allegedly,
for.
you
Yeah.
can say it, though.
I was meaning because of the upset. That's all I was going for there. There was no pun intended. That's why I immediately tried to pull it back. But, yeah, we'll go back to where it all took place a couple of weeks ago. That game will be streamed on KSLSports.com.
Great.
Now, if that'll be us or GNL, that'll yet to be seen. But if it's on television, they can't stream. We can. We will be there, no matter what. Already got that worked out with the Skyridge administration. Lehigh leads Riverton. Last reported in the Purple Bowl. In the Purple Rain game, it is 17-0 Lehigh over Riverton.
Lehigh's figured it out then, because that game was 3-0 for the longest time. Lehigh could not get anything going offensively. Now it seems like they've regrouped and they're doing what Lehigh is supposed to do.
And give it to Jim Freeland that his kids are battling.
They're playing so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, they play hard.
We already saw Bingham leading Syracuse 14-13 at the break. As you see the end of this Springville East game, which the camera got knocked out, so you're not seeing the scoreboard. You see how far along we are in that one, how much time is left. This is all Springville over East.
Yeah, and we know it's nearing the end of the fourth quarter, end of the game. This one kicked off a little bit early. Springville, man, I mean, they're doing what they do. Springville, really kind of a statement win for them. I mean, to beat East. I get it that East isn't what East was, 6-7 years ago. But for Springville to pitch a shutout against East in the playoffs, this might be the end of East football, kind of as we remember East football a few years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of been crazy because I kind of wanted to do the Major League joke about, hey, could it be East 2 years ago? You did. 4 years ago then. You know,
Yeah.
But it is something still. It still has something to it when you go beat East and dominate them the way they did.
Well, and it's a suffocating win, man. I mean, this is dominant by Springville from kickoff till the end of the game.
How about the surprise team in 5A, Olympus? We talked about Olympus at the beginning of the year, all the stuff. Aaron Whitehead takes a job at the district right before the season starts. He had big-time players decide not to play on the team with Coach Whitehead being gone, and they have righted the ship. They ran away from West Jordan 35-6, and they will advance in the state tournament.
And they just keep quietly doing really good things. Luke Bryant is up there, kind of the leader of that team, and man, the Olympus, they're not going to be a fun team for anybody to play in the playoffs.
I've got them going to the 5A semifinals. As you see on the screen right now, Juab and Manti. Juab trying to score before the end of the half. Going to fire toward the end zone. That ball incomplete.
I need to know everything you know about Juab County.
Everything I know about Juab County?
Yeah, just some fun facts. My fourth grader's got a county report on Juab. She asked me and said, Dad, tell me about Juab. And I said, well, I don't know if they're going to be able to hang with Manti. And that was all I said.
I'll get you some stuff. Their high school mascot is the Wasp.
Okay, great.
They have a new indoor facility at that school.
I don't know if this is county report material, but this is about where I was at.
They beat Dusty in the state championship baseball game.
Okay.
10-year-old Bambino all-star game. We were up 1-0. They beat us 2 games.
Well,
really bad.
Shoot.
Really, really bad. I've
Just
never
a
forgiven
bummer.
him for that. I'll try to get you some better stuff. There's some stuff coming to mind, but it's not. I don't know how accurate it is. I'll figure out. We have Alta leading West going into the break. Springville's going to take care of East. Box Elder leading Maple Mountain. And a game that Box Elder got put on upset alert. I shared this on the 5A bracketology. I think the last time these two teams met in the playoffs, Maple Mountain was a 4 seed, Box Elder was a 1 seed, and Maple Mountain got the win.
Well, and I had this one circled. I did a recruit thing. I made an iPhone note that I shared with you, and I had Maple Mountain getting the upset because the way that these two teams play are so similar, right? They're just gritty teams that want to fight it out. And Box Elder's kind of been reeling the last few weeks. They've stumbled to end the season. I thought, hey, maybe this one, Banks Jackson's great. I thought maybe Maple Mountain would show well, but yeah, 21-7.
I will say this. This is the longest bus ride that Maple Mountain kids have ever made to play a football game.
It is a long bus ride.
From Spanish Fork to Bingham, or Brigham City, is the longest. People, Dane always laughs at me. I'm like, you've never, it just throws you off. If you haven't done it, now granted, when I was in high school, our region, we were used to it. When you don't do it a lot, it is hard. It throws off your clock. It throws off a lot of things.
That's a long drive. I mean, that's a couple of hours on a bus.
It is, and it's just trying to get used to it. Brighton all over Woods Cross. I mean, they have absolutely blitzed them. Timpview leads Orem 28-7, last reported. Thought Kasunga and crew would figure things out. Mac Hickson got a touchdown there for Orem, but it's Tay Nakua, Kenan Pula with 3 touchdown catches from Helaman Kasunga.
The Pula twins are the most underappreciated players in the state right now. Both of them, Jaron and Kenan, both are fantastic, and they've really found some camaraderie with Helaman Kasunga at the quarterback spot, Kenan especially. He is going to be a player to watch. Remember, Helaman Kasunga kind of burst onto the scene last year in the playoffs, and if you didn't know who he was going into the playoffs, you definitely knew who he was coming out of the playoffs. I think that's what the Pula boys are going to do this year. Everyone's going to notice, whoa, those two can ball.
I mean, it's just crazy to think that we still have 2 more years with Helaman Kasunga.
Yeah.
He isn't going anywhere. He's only a sophomore. Region 5. Right now, every Region 5 team minus Woods Cross winning their games.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They looked really, really good. In the 4A bracket, which is the who gets to play Crimson Cliffs Bowl, Skyview all over Bear River. That was a 1-point game in the regular season. Skyview's leaving no doubt. And that one, Desert Hills taking care of Snow Canyon 28-6. Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, wow. Crimson Cliffs. I mean, they're doing what Crimson Cliffs does. You talk about it. That it's who gets to play Crimson Cliffs. Yeah. Well, Cedar's playing them today, and they're down 35-0. But I will say, we talked about Skyview. I maintain that Skyview and Crimson, that's going to be a competitive game if that's the way things play out. If those two teams meet up, I think that's going to be a very, very competitive game. Everybody's ready to just kind of anoint Crimson.
You think so?
I'm not there yet. Skyview can play, and they're different, man.
You can Denny Green me if you want. I crowned them.
You did.
I did.
You did crown
I do have
them.
that as my championship game in 4A.
Skyview just, the way that those two teams play, I think the styles of play are so different that it's going to be a really interesting matchup, and it's just who can set the tone.
Right.
Skyview's been doing it all year long, too. The only real stumble that they had was against a Bear River team. They're kind of taking Bear River to the woodshed right now.
Dane shared the average win totals. I think the average win for Crimson Cliffs is like 28 points, 20, something like that, and for Skyview is like 13, somewhere in that range. It's just very interesting. I think that's the collision course we're heading to. If you're an old Dan Le Batard show fan, beep, boop. They'd go through the whole thing, and it would be Crimson Cliffs, deet, deet, deet. Skyview, collision course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although Ridgeline could have something to say about it.
Well, Ridgeline, how about this? Stansbury Ridgeline was a close game in the regular season.
Yeah.
Not so much in the playoffs.
No, a lot like that Skyview Bear River game. Ridgeline is up 35-14 last reported. They're all over Stansbury.
Dahl has played really well in the second half of the year.
Best quarterback. He could be the guy that has another Gila Kasunga-like introduction to the state. He can sling it.
Park City was hoping, and praying to get Dixie to play yesterday because there was, 3-4 inches of snow on their field yesterday?
Yeah.
They said, welcome Dixie to Park City. That game is tied at 7 at the moment.
Ooh.
And then Payson at Provo tied at 7 as well. Both teams scored in the second quarter.
That was one that Payson's been playing well to round out the regular season. I thought, hey, maybe Payson pulls off the upset here.
Well, let's take a look at this interception. East trying to throw it deep.
And the deflection, Springville. Off the deflection. So really, it looks like there's 4 minutes left in the game there. I mean, almost a Hail Mary type pass by East. Really impressive interception. Tip it up in the air, and the other guy comes and makes a diving catch for the pick.
How about Green Canyon Salem Hills? It was 3-0 till moments ago. Dewey Egan, 99-yard kickoff return for a touchdown to open the second half.
Wow.
Green Canyon leads Salem Hills 6-3.
Green Canyon's not a team that I want to play.
Right, and Salem Hills, I mean, that's a very even game. That 4A bracket, that's why I keep saying, outside of when you get to the Crimson Cliffs game, maybe Skyview, the battle underneath it is absolutely terrific.
Yeah, it absolutely is. You talk about long drives. Maple Mountain had to go to Box Elder, while Salem Hills had to go to Green Canyon. That's a long drive.
That is a long. As I've shared, from Price, Utah to Santa Clara, guys, that's a 7-hour bus ride.
Yeah.
We left at 6:30 in the morning.
Oh. Yeah,
stopped in Cedar City, did a walkthrough, and then drove the rest of the way. We played really well in the first quarter. We were dead after that. It was bad. The next year we went and stayed in Cedar City and then drove the rest of the way.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
Green Canyon, for those of you who don't know where Green Canyon is, that's a Cache Valley school. It's North Cache Valley. I think it's technically North Logan.
North of Cache Valley? Yeah, it's north.
I think it's technically North Logan, but you can spit on Smithfield. I mean, you're North Cache Valley.
Well, I wouldn't recommend spitting on Smithfield. Those people get a little crotchety at that point.
No, we're good. We're good about it.
Go to the 3A bracket. This is all, Manti leads Juab 20-0. Richfield all over Ogden. Coach Thompson, just love that guy to death. Morgan all over Union and Canyon View, running away from Grantsville. That's the semifinal games, by the way, on this side.
Mm-hmm.
San Juan, this is quarterfinals. San Juan taking care of Judge. Oh, Summit Academy beating Emory. I pick Emory to win in our bracket, and this is what they're doing to me. They get a home game. And I made some of my friends mad at me back home because I picked Emory to win, and then I said, just so I could do this, so Sad Juan could crush them. Well, they got to beat Summit Academy first. South Summit leads Delta, and Layton Christian all over Providence Hall. Semifinals will be next week there. Beaver all over Gunnison Valley. Duchesne right now leading Milford 16-9. Enterprise Wolves leading the North Summit Braves 29-0, and Millard and Kanab in an absolute pillow fight, 7-7, probably rock throwing fight, 7-7. Morgan Tingy just scored 34-yard touchdown catch from Luke DeGraffenried. Let Luke cook, tied at 7. A sponsor of the show will be very happy that his Eagles are tied right now.
I do have a bold prediction.
Well, I love bold
promise even.
I welcome bold predictions.
Neither one of us are going to lose the Juffy Bowl today.
Oh,
Juffy Bowl is over.
Enjoy the broadcast today.
Yeah, there's no wins, there's no losses. Juffy is all happy today.
the CHS alums.
Yeah.
We're happy today. My Carbon Dinos only lost by 39 last week. We didn't give up 40.
Did Clearfield play? I don't know. I assume if they did, they lost. I know that, but I don't know.
They did not play.
They're the one of the few
not
that
everybody
didn't
got
qualify.
in.
Yeah, that's
My
fair.
Dinos got in, but they did win a game this year, if I remember properly.
Probably for the best.
I am not, well, I'm having conversations with people higher ups at Carbon High School about the open football job.
Yeah, I'd hire you.
Thank you. 2010, I got really close.
Ooh. But then they wised up and went, no.
They offered me to be on staff. They said, well, here's the deal. I guess I'll tell the real story.
Yeah,
They said, here's the deal. We would love to hire you. We're going to go another direction, but we want you to be on the staff because we think you could be our future head coach. I initially accepted and then rescinded when my then girlfriend, soon-to-be fiance, was like, what are we doing?
Yeah, we're not moving to Carbon
She was
to
going
be an
to.
assistant coach.
She found an elementary school teacher job down at
wow.
Castle Heights and in Price, and we were making the move. That's where our life was going to start, and then it didn't.
And then it didn't.
And now I tried to have the conversation. I don't think it would go very well.
No, I don't think you're going to.
I am going to at least interview, I believe, but I have talked to a few people about the situation.
Okay,
just for fun. Vince Francis couldn't go on without me. I know that much.
I think he could.
Right, Vince?
I think he'd be all right.
Find time to tell me about it.
Yeah, he's fine. Vince is fine.
Vince and I have made a promise. We've re-upped our contract at the beginning of this year. I'm not going anywhere. We got games. Some games getting ready to come out at halftime. We'll be taking you out to Gene Plaga Stadium. It'll be Alta football leading 14-7 on West. This game is going to keep us in our seats tonight because some of our other games haven't been as close. But this game's going to keep us right here. Vince is currently going through streams to make sure we go. That's why we just went through every score. I want to make sure there wasn't a game that we had access to that we could that we were missing on this one.
Yeah, I mean, big second half. Alta West, I mean, that game is going to be fun down to the wire. A lot of these games, I mean, you're seeing the top seeds playing, the lesser seeds, so it's kind of blowouts.
Yeah.
But there's a few games across the state, Syracuse, Bingham, Alta West. There's going to be some really close games that are going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Now, we're going to keep it here with the Box Elder feed. Is Box Elder trying to put this one away up 21-7 against Maple Mountain as we're at the beginning of the third quarter. States came out at halftime. They were showing some highlights or something else. We'll go there. Let's jump into Alta and West. Alta with the football as we have Matt Coma and Brian Brown on the call here. McKay's pass complete out in the flat, and it'll be near first down yardage. Is this Alta offense looking good? Now they're going to get an extra 15 for some shoves out of bounds.
Just some dumb shoves out of bounds. That did not, I mean, not even like.
Ill-advised, unfortunate.
Not even late hit, that you were just being aggressive, just dumb shoves.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say ill-advised and unfortunate and all the politically correct words, but that was stupid football is what that was.
Knucklehead. A knuckleheadish play at the end of that play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a big drive for Alta because we talked about Isaiah Suesue, what happened last time these two teams played. And Suesue kind of, really kind of came on to in the second half and got West back into the game and ultimately gave them the win, right? Well, he can do that again.
Yeah.
So Alta's going to have to keep pace. They're not going to win this game 14-7, 17-7. They got to keep putting touchdowns on the board.
Can I tell you that Siosai Lenny Lapuaho, how have we not talked about that kid? He is huge.
Yeah, he's very good.
That is a big human.
He's got a fair amount of college attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought so. I don't remember him from our SLC showcase either. As I believe that's Nuamai Tolu with the carry there.
Showed some burst on that run.
He certainly did. All right, let's take it in this one. Matt Coma, Brian Brown on the call, 2nd down and 2 for the Hawks.
Not so much reticent to call his own number, but content to let his teammates do the bulk of the lifting and come out here in the second half and get some nice 8-yard gain there.
Gain of 8 brings up 2nd and 2. Iumatolu has 3 wideouts, 2 to the near side, 4 down linemen for West. Man in motion, now the handoff. Cottis bouncing off tacklers. He's got a first down. He's inside the 35.
And got a first down and more, as he mentioned. He just thundering through that West High defense. Normally stout front from West High. Not able to occupy their gaps, and Cottis makes them pay. Converts the first down and more.
Spot the ball, the 32, gain of 6 on that second down play, and a new set of downs here for the Hawks. Moving again, as they did most of that first half. Kappa back to throw this time. Going to dart it over the far side. Cutting off that route was Lava Vailahi. He almost picked that one off on the far side.
Yeah, great anticipation and timing by Vailahi as he steps in front of it. And nice break up to the momentum that Alta had been building throughout that drive. Able to put him into 2nd and 10 here. But the bigger concern is that Alta has just been able to do whatever they want on offense. Able to milk the clock along with that, Matt. Really shorten this game.
2nd and 10 from the 32. 3 wideouts to the near side this time for Nimatolu. He's going to carry it, and he's wrestled down inside the 30. As Nuku Mafi, the newly Oklahoma State commit, with the tackle there.
Yeah, and you see the big offensive tackle going both ways. These kinds of games where it is do or die. Pushing out all the stops there. Nice tackle by Mafi.
Gain of 4 on that keeper. It brings up 3rd and 6. Spot the ball at the 28-yard line. 3 wideouts to the near side for the Hawks. Nimatolu going to fire over the middle. Incomplete. Broken up. As Vailahi looks like he was the one that broke that up, and it brings up 4th down.
Yeah, a couple different West defenders in the area there is Race Walker Adams and Vailahi and Chachi Pan out there, able to get the deflection. And for West, big stop there on 3rd down. They'll force the field goal here on 4th down. And we'll see after the miss what will happen here with Alta.
Yeah, the Coleman Fisher 0 for 1 so far tonight. Will try it for 46 yards. Kick is away. Line drive kick sails through the night air. And he's got it. 46-yard field goal for Coleman Fisher. And the Hawks have a 10-point lead.
A nice job by Fisher. Get the ball through the uprights. And Alta ends that drive with points as they go up 17-7 here with 9:36 left in the 3rd quarter, Matt. And for the West High defense,
if you want to know that we're early in the 2nd half and getting some feeds back, we just showed a field goal.
Yeah.
10-point lead there for Alta.
It hurt a little bit, but at least the field goal was good.
Hey, just so you know, we have the Millard-Kanab game loaded. Actually, they're inside the 30-yard line. We're going to get ready to go Syracuse-Bingham. So we'll have our eyes on that as well. But we want to show some touchdowns as Miller going to try to take the lead. But let's go into Syracuse and Bingham. JJ and Sly on the call. 2nd down and 10 for Bingham at their own 33-yard line.
And just throw that on the line and make it catchable. That just wasn't catchable because he was still drifting to the sideline.
2nd and 10. Hopkins over the middle, incomplete. Looking for Mays again. Hunter Main on the coverage again. And that brings up 3rd and 10.
I promise we're going to keep our eye on what's going on here. Luke DeGraffenried. It's good to know that Braden Day's family listens to the show.
Yeah.
Said, put him back in the backfield. Quit messing around with this tight end stuff.
And here we are.
Sets him up 1st and goal down in Little Hollywood. Let's join our friends at Centricom.
As are we. So here's the call. Personal foul face mask once again against Kanab. That'll be declined. No, that'll be marked off from the end of the play.
End of the run.
So Millard will get the ball at the 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Hand off to DeGraffenried. Great play there by number 15 of Kanab. Slices through the line and catches him for a loss. That's Isaac Clarkson. Great play by Clarkson. Loss of 2 on the play to DeGraffenried.
Stop at the line of scrimmage by number 15, Isaac Clarkson. Makes it a 2nd and goal.
May have that name wrong, and I appreciate it. We said Clarkson here. I thought they said something like Cleston over the.
No, he said the same thing you did.
Clarkson? Okay, well, I got muffs on. I can't hear real well. So Millard will have it now 2nd and goal, but now it's from just outside the 5-yard line. They'll set up with the 2 backs, the count going, the crossbuck. They're going to give to, there's a penalty flag in the middle. He's going to be in the end zone, will be Fulmer, but I'm sure this is going to be a hold or some kind of blocking infraction in the line.
Are there 2 flags on the play, too? There's one back here in the backfield and one down towards the goal line, I thought.
Holding against Millard.
We got a holding on the offense. So instead of a touchdown, that'll send the Eagles back 10 yards.
So once again, Millard inflicting their own penalties on themselves here. They're doing their own damage here. They had a 1st and goal from the 4. They lost a yard on the first play. The second play, they score a touchdown but get called for the holding. And so now it's 2nd down and goal from the 15-yard line. Kind of going the wrong way, Coach.
Yes. They're just giving themselves more room to operate here.
Set up in the shotgun. Back to pass the quarterback. He's got the slat. I believe that was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Falls incomplete. I believe that was tipped if we watch that on the replay because that ball came down badly. No. Well, yeah, it kind of got a weird rotation. So it's an incomplete pass either way you look at it.
3rd and goal.
3rd and goal from the 14.
Trips.
So they'll go trips near side. Single receivers, DeGraffenried on the far side. And DeGraffenried coming across the middle. Now he does the Z out. The pass is high in the air. And it's going to be incomplete in the back of the end zone as DeGraffenried stumbled a little bit. And they really had him on an island out there because everything else was set to the near side. He had wide open door to the goal line there. They try the Z out, and it's just incomplete once again.
Little miscommunication or misthought about where the runner was going, it looked like.
So they're going to run Carrasco in there to try and kick a field goal. This will be about a 32-yard field goal if it's good, kicking it from the 22.
Yep. We were showing our 2nd field goal of the half. That's okay. This is for a lead. Oh, it's short. So you take the touchdown off the board on the hold, miss the field goal, put the ball at the 20-yard line for the Kanab Cowboys.
You know, kickers, we give you a chance. We show a field goal. You can't miss it.
Yeah, I've been feeling the
M&M taught us you got one shot, one opportunity, and you blew it.
Yeah. He did not listen to the words of the M&M song I'm sure played before that game started.
I'm sure it did.
We're going to take you in Mountain Crest Timpanogos. Mountain Crest is hit on a big pass. It is 2nd down and 9 at the 10-yard line for the Mountain Crest Mustangs. Let's take it in. Alex Napolis and Nate Carter.
So we're looking at a 2nd and 9 from their own 11-yard line. Still room to pick up the first down or their first score of the night.
This time Crofts will go under as he now rolls out to his right. The pressure's coming, and he just has to get rid of it. As it looks like that's Tyson Miller who brought the pressure.
Tyson Miller with the pressure.
Perfectly dialed up blitz, able to keep contained on Croft. Not able to buy time on the bootleg. 3rd and 8. Deja vu as we see the Mustangs offense getting down to the goal line and not able to have success.
3rd down, ball on the 10-yard line. Handoff to Dax Benson, and he's going to break free, and he's going to go in for the end zone. Touchdown, Mountain Crest.
Comes flying up the hole, right down the gut, reaches it out for the touchdown. Mustangs' first drive of the second half make it on the board. Great job there by Dax Benson, the big Niner, coming down the middle.
Just the response that Mountain Crest wanted. Just the response that they needed. They're on the board, and they cut into that lead, 26, pending PAT, as number 31, Oakley, is out for the point after.
So touchdown there in Mountain Crest, tightening the. Oh, there's a block extra point. We're not the place for kickers tonight. We don't show field goals and stuff very often. We're not the place.
We're giving them a chance.
Yeah. We're trying. You just saw Syracuse, DJ Mays made the big catch, setting up the Titans at the 48-yard line of Bingham.
I love watching DJ Mays play. He's just so smooth. And he's not the only one. Sean Blanton, we don't talk about Blanton enough, but Blanton's pretty darn good on the other side of DJ Mays. They deserve some love.
He has more receptions than DJ Mays.
He does.
On the year.
Ooh. Oh, no.
Hopkins
That's
had the
a
ball
fumble.
poked away from behind, and the Bingham defense comes away with the turnover. So you give up the big play, come right back, get the turnover, and the Bingham Miners will have a chance to get up 8.
That's a big, big play. This game, an under talked about aspect of this game, this Bingham coaching staff, they know Syracuse incredibly well.
That's very true.
Very, very well. The game plan has been, they know Syracuse. It's been a very good game plan.
So we left Little Hollywood, and we shouldn't have. They ran a screen pass with 5:06 left in the third quarter for 6.
Wow.
Go the whole distance. They ran a screen. Great block. Yet a tackler was on the back of the runner.
Yeah.
Lyman came through, got him off of him,
It was like
sent
an
him down the sideline.
85-yard run. I would have passed out at the end of that run. And he just marched right through the end zone. Could have kept going.
Oh, to be young again. Right?
Ooh.
Well, how about this? We actually are up against a break, so we got to take a break. We'll come back. We'll get you back into Alta and West. If you're on the stream, you'll get to see Alta and West. But you are watching and listening to KSL Sports Rewind's Friday Night Red Zone, the second round of the playoffs, right here on KSLSports.com and on 1280, the KSL Sports Zone.
Guys that you end up seeing playing somewhere on Saturdays, but just an absolute tough, gritty runner. Takes multiple West defenders to bring him down. Just no quit, no give up in him whatsoever.
So they'll spread it out here on 3rd and 3. 5 wideouts in the formation for Alta. Niumitolu, pressure coming, fires over the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended receiver was Johnson. Chachi Pan in coverage, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, it's a nice job by Kepanumatolo to try and throw the ball where the blitz is coming from, but unfortunately, Taimani Brown just too fast, gets him off platform, ball goes high, ball goes over. And now West High will have an opportunity with their second offensive possession to try and get points on the board again.
So Matt McKee, back at his own 30, will get set to punt this one back to West. Pressure coming, just gets it away. Backing Pan, good punt, and he biffed it. Muff punt, picks it up at the 15 and gets about 2 yards. As an uncharacteristic mistake from Chachi Pan there, backs up the Panthers inside their own 20.
Yeah, and you can see the...
We await the extra point attempt. Cole Frankham trying to give the Miners an 8-point lead, and we have a flag. Ooh, this is interesting. You get half the distance to the goal.
Still the try. I mean, you're up by 7. I don't see why not. I'd go for this.
Absolutely go for 2 here.
Well, one, this Syracuse defense doesn't feel like they can stop you from 1 yard unless they get extreme penetration. But you got some big boys up front. You might as well look. They got extra hogs in here. I think they put in a couple D linemen right there as well. So expect this an overload. Yeah, look at that. This is going to look like the Philadelphia Eagles right here.
Even the quarterback's over 200 pounds.
Right.
Ely's 185, but that's a big sophomore. They bring in the big boys. They're going to go Brimhall for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Tristan Brimhall gives Bingham a 9-point lead with the 2-point conversion.
And that's huge. To be up by 9 instead of 8 is extremely, extremely beneficial. It's what you want to do because no matter what Syracuse does, they got to get 2 possessions to tie this game up. And the way your defense is playing, you can really pin your ears back and stop it because you know Syracuse is all they're going to do is throw the football. So expect a lot of pressure out of Bingham here in these next.
Now you have to know, Jeff Hansen, what band that is.
Not a clue. Do
Motley
you know?
Crue?
Oh, yeah, no. Less of a clue than the others.
This is Dr. Feelgood. This is one of the best albums that Motley Crue ever put out. Yeah, so good. Dr. Feelgood. I'm the fifth of six.
Nothing.
I'm the third youngest brother, and so I learned all hairband music and all rock music when I was a little kid.
I did not. That's it.
That's it.
Nothing else to say. I did not, and we could keep trying to cram it down my ear holes, but I still don't know.
I was just curious. I said, hey, this is a very well-known song.
Okay, whoa. You weren't curious. You were offended. You were a little bit upset that I didn't know. I felt like I let down my father. Wasn't great.
I was just shocked is all. I was like, he's definitely going to know. I mean, Motley Crue. I mean, this is like one of the most famous bands in the history of music.
Nothing. Not even a blip on the radar.
Yeah, okay.
Just white noise in the background.
Still my guy. I mean, doesn't change that. Well, we're not showing a punt. Let's get you to Timpanogos Mountain Crest as West lining up to punt this ball away. Mountain Crest trailing by 2 scores. Just got the ball back. And be interesting if this team, they found some rhythm as their last drive.
They did. And before we totally switch gears into Mountain Crest, we do need to update West for those of you on the radio. West did score a touchdown. Missed the extra point. It's now 17-13. We said, hey, Alta's going to have to score more. They're not going to win with 17 points. And here comes Isaiah Sue and that West offense with a chance to take the lead.
Well, they must have got a penalty because Kelvin Malapei just moved the chains on that. So I don't know what was a misalignment or something else. So let's take you back there. West near midfield at the 45-yard line, 2nd down and 6. Let's join Matt Coma and Brian Brown.
Here is the quick pass, looking for Chachi Pan just behind him. In coverage was Paige Miley.
A nice job by Miley from his linebacker position, almost playing like a nickel today with the way West runs their personnel groupings.
So 3rd and 6 now for the Panthers. They need to get to the 49 for a first down. Sui surveying options. Now he's going to run for it. Cuts inside. Gets the first down. Has more. Down inside the 40. Isaiah Sui with a big gain.
And that's where Isaiah Sui can do so much damage with his legs. When he cuts inside and gets going downhill, he's so hard to bring down. Those Utah diehard football fans in the state, reminiscent of Chucky Keaton, Utah State quarterback, just slippery.
Gain of 16 puts West in Alta territory. Handoff. Faked. Sui weaving through traffic. Great read from the quarterback. Gains 3 as that was close to being blown up right in the middle of the backfield.
Yeah, credit to Jackson DeMille, who's been all over the field today. Does a great job stopping Malapei in the backfield. And I'm not sure that was a designed pull, but a great job of an awareness by Sui to turn that into chicken salad.
4 wideouts here for West, 2nd and 7. Sui, quick pass here near side, connects with Unga. And he's near a first down. And he's got another first down.
Yeah, when West is at their best, this is how the offense looks, right? Able to move the ball both on the ground and through the air. Just a nice job by Sui to find Unga on the out route.
9th play of the drive upcoming here for West as they're down to the 28. Especially the longest drive of the night for West as well.
Yeah, and you can see Alta players' hands on hips a little bit out there as this defense is starting to wear down.
Handed to Hamilton. He's blown up at about the 25-yard line. Number 56. That's Seth Watson with the big tackle there.
Yeah, nice job by Watson, who's bringing Waikakula with him on that one. He's not able to.
Gain of 3 brings up 2nd and 7 from the 25-yard line. Sui fakes the handoff, finds Unga at the 15, and he'll have another first down.
And they've got something cooking there on the left side of the field. Done so much work with the slant routes going to inside. It's created a nice little space for them to operate in. And the bigger thing is we're seeing Isaiah Sui playing in rhythm. and he has been absolutely fantastic as West is going to take a timeout here, make sure they've got everything in order to try and get a touchdown.
So the Panthers take a timeout. 1:44 to go in our third quarter. West is on the move, looking to take their first lead of the night here on KSL Sports Rewind.
I love my new Chevy Blazer. The first time I saw one driving down the road.
All right, so we're going to take you from there. Let's go. PG trailing Harriman 17-14.
Wow.
Did not see this one coming as Carson Rasmussen feels some pressure, and down he goes. That front from Harriman gets back there for the sack. And got to hand it to Harriman. They've dealt with some stuff this week. We talked about it earlier. Coach Dustin Pierce is leaving his post as the head coach of Harriman, the only coach in the history of that school since 2008.
Which is crazy. And for Harriman to kind of regroup and have a real gritty performance here so far in this game, that's impressive. That shows a lot about the heart of this team.
And also, Ephraim Asiata, I believe, is suspended for this game as well.
So even more heart.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously the best player on that team.
Showed pressure, brought pressure. Rasmussen rolls out to his left, fires deep, down over the top of the head of the intended receiver. Kale could not get to that one, and it'll be 4th down, and the punting unit will come on for Pleasant Grove.
When Pleasant Grove beat Skyridge a couple of weeks ago, we saw their defense come up with big plays, forcing turnovers, big stops. This feels like it's going to come down to that PG defense, giving the offense, giving Rasmussen a short field, let them find their groove because the offense just doesn't have it tonight.
It certainly doesn't. Well, let's take you into West and Alta. West looking to take the lead as they're inside the 5-yard line of the Alta Hawks.
Panthers spread it all out. Malapea in the backfield with Sui. Quick pass over the middle, and it's caught! Chachi Pan, touchdown West!
Isaiah Sui marches the Panthers down the field, stares down the face of adversity and says, "Not today!" as he hits Chachi Pan on the slant. And Pan, with the exclamation point on that touchdown drive, puts the Panthers ahead.
So Mikasa back in there.
West gets in the end zone, and Alta now we'll see how their offense responds now, trailing 20-17.
They're going to have to respond, right? I mean, because the West offense has found a groove. They're not done at 20. I mean, I'm willing to make that bold prediction. They're going to put more points on the board. Alta's going to have to find some offense.
Well, suddenly Alta feels like this is a carbon copy of the regular season game.
Yeah.
Had a 10-point lead, and then here came West, late third, beginning of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
How do you withstand it this time?
Same story all over again.
Give you an update. Timpanogos got the ball back after the touchdown from Mountain Crest, went down the field and scored 27-6, the lead for the Timberwolves. Let's take you back to, well, we are in there. Bingham and Syracuse will be 4th down for Bingham.
Huge play for Syracuse. They're down 2 scores after that their last offensive drive kind of stalled out. We saw some bickering there on the sidelines. Some people a little upset with the way things are going. It's a playoff game. They don't want to lose. They're going to have to find a big stop here, and then they got to find some juice offensively. Bingham has a chance to really put this one away.
Bingham going to be punting that one away. We don't show punts. We can go into Millard and Kanab. Is Kanab leading this game 14-7. The Graffenried, the deep back, going to go to Luke de Graffenried. Chips his way out, a gain of 7, maybe 8 on first down. And again, a proud history of the Millard Eagles. In the early 2000s, I believe they won 36, 37 straight games, something like that. Won a bunch of state championships to the 2A classification. This was after Dave Rose was done coaching basketball at Millard.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, it's his first coaching job.
Yeah, did not know that.
So let's take us into there, 14-7, and let's join our friends at Team Hive Live.
Eat after the ball game, was that the question?
Maybe that's it. Snap comes back. It's a bad handoff. The Fulmer, the snap was bad. It was a reach on the handoff. Fulmer finally got it. Moves the ball across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. It'll be a 4th and 1.
Stopped by a few different Cowboys. Brings up a 4th and 1.
Millard's going to go for it.
Well, that would be the indication by the personnel grouping they've got on the field. We'll see if it's they try to draw them off sides or if you're actually going to go. Millard sets up in the I formation, strong to the right side with the tight end and wing. Under center is Turner, barking out signals. Snap is back, hand off to the first back through. I don't know if he got it. It'll depend on the mark. The far side official gives him the first. Near side official does not give him that break. The far side official had him in the first down. The near side is not going to give it. I believe that's over on downs.
They're going to come measure.
Well, when in doubt. So both teams will know for sure. Go ahead and measure that thing. So that was a good play. I did not see who was on the tackle. It was hit early. He tried to drag that player.
They're going to bring out the chains to measure.
And end result is it's really close. And this could be a real huge game changer right here, one way or the other for either team. There's still 10 minutes to go in the game, but this puts Kanab in a great position, and they've had all the momentum.
Kanab ball.
Kanab's ball. They stopped him just short. And so Kanab will take over at the Millard 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for Kanab. Big break and great stand there by the Kanab Cowboys.
Now the question will be how much time can Kanab run off the clock with 3 yards?
So we had a stop on 4th down here. Let's show the kick or the punt return for Bingham. Going to set them up inside the 10-yard line. On the return for the Miners was Lucius Lutali. And now Bingham with a chance to take an absolute stranglehold, Jeff.
Yeah, and that's what it will be. I watched a video earlier this week of a Komodo dragon just scooping up a goat and eating a whole goat. That's kind of what it feels like Bingham is about to do. They are the Komodo dragon, and the end zone is where the goat is, and they're just going to swoop it up. They eat it whole.
Did you search out this video?
No, the algorithm, it knows what I like. And so it gave me the Komodo dragon stuff.
I was saying it's what you like or what people you follow like is a touchdown for the Bingham Miners, and that stranglehold is absolutely applied as Tristan Brimhall gets in for 6, and Bingham found something toward the end of the year, and I think a lot of it was guys got healthy, Ka'ili came back, and now they were able to run their offense.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. It's a little bit of health, and Ka'ili changes the way that offense goes. And if I'm Bingham right here, I think I would go for 2, make this a 17-point game.
They're not chasing points.
I would chase the points. They're not, but I think I would. The math, you're already up 15. Why go up 17? Go up 3 scores, and this game's over.
Well, from Bingham, let's go over to West as the Alta Hawks trail 20-17 early in the 4th quarter at their own 45-yard line, destroying Matt Coma and Brian Brown.
3 wideouts on the far side for Niumatolu. Gonna look that way, throws far side, it's got a man out past midfield and wrestled down. Goes Toateli Afu. Gain about, they'll spot it at the 48, so it's about a gain of 7 on 1st down.
Nice job of wrestling the Alta receiver to the ground and preventing any kind of additional gain there. And for West, that's probably one of their better defensive plays here on this drive, despite the gain.
That's Afu's first catch of the night for Alta. Afu, 5 catches on the season heading into tonight. As pressure coming. Niumatolu going to take the home run shot. Has a man out there, and it's broken up. Lava by Lahi in coverage. Breaks that up for the Panthers.
Oh, the great job by Lahi to get in the passing lane, knock the ball away as that ball floated just a little bit. And I'll tell you what, Kepa Niumatolu paid the price on that one as Nuku Mafi was right up in his face as he released that one. Young sophomore, tough.
Looking for Abe Jager out there on the home run shot. Now it's 3rd and 3. Hawks spread it out, send a man in motion. Kepa out to Cottis. Breaks the tackle, he's got the 1st down. Out of bounds near the 40, those Cottis for another Alta 1st down.
Boy, big-time players make big-time plays, and Anthony Cottis has been a big playmaker in this game. Started things off with a first touchdown for the Hawks. I believe that's either his second or third conversion as well. I see him break the initial tackle and then keep charging down the field, able to get the first down.
1st and 10 from the West 40. 10.5 to go in our game tonight. Hawks down by 3. Pressure coming for the Panthers. Niumatulu dumps it off to Johnson and once again gets about 5 or 6 yards. He's been doing that all night for this Alta offense. Brings up 2nd and short.
Yeah, as much as the slants have been hurting the Alta Hawks on defense, that little drag route from Johnson, I mean, it's kind of hybrid fullback. Almost he's playing the F position, almost like it's an X, or excuse me, a Z, sometimes lining up at the slot there. Able to just productively get 5 and 6 yards every time they need it.
Under 10 minutes now to go. 2nd and 5 from the 35. West shows pressure. They're going to hand it off to Cottis. He's got the corner. Got another first down, and he fights his way inside the 25.
Well, it was weird because it almost felt like everybody had heard a whistle or something like that.
And we have an injured Panther down on the sideline.
Based just on the player reaction, this one looks like it.
Hey, let's. We're going to step away from this one to get this young man attended to. Hard play along the sideline. I didn't see what number it was, but we'll keep you updated. Let's go into Timpanogos as the T-Wolves. Drop pass there from. Let's see, that was number 17. That was Graff. Couldn't pull that one in. But always sucks to see what we're seeing there at West. That scene, it's always scary. Everyone's always afraid of it.
Yeah, and that one, it doesn't look like a quick injury.
No, it doesn't. And here's the thing with high school kids, and we learned this with Jackson Powers Johnson when he was a freshman at Alta. He just said he felt a pop. They said, "You're staying down," and he was fine. They got him to the hospital, and everything was just fine. But he said pop, and they immediately said, "Nope, we're pulling you on board, and we're going to get you out of here."
Interesting.
So let's get you to. How about Millard? They're fighting right back. Millard at the Kanab 22-yard line. He's got a big run. Let's send it in to our friends at Team Hive Live, powered by Centricom.
The tackle on the outside is what it was. And it'll come back. So once again, Millard hurts themselves.
Pushes the Eagles back, makes it 1st and 20.
So that'll go from probably the previous spot, which will put the ball back. We've got to get over there and mark it off from that side.
And we're going to discuss it a little bit as we mark it off.
So it should put the ball right about the 45-yard line, I believe. They'll go just inside to about the 46-yard line. So it'll be a first down over again, but now it's 1st and 20. Now with the ball back at the 46-yard line of Kanab. High formation, give up the middle. Rasmussen once again, he'll be hit and taken down. Pickup of a couple of yards is all as he'll get across the 45. Down to, it looks like, the 47-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the play.
Kanab's done a good job all night of stopping those inside type runs.
Yeah, they really have, and they basically neutralized Fulmer inside there. That time they tried the power, and it didn't get a whole lot more. So 2nd down, Millard will shift De Herrera and De Graffenried. Strong left. Fake the handoff, rolling back to the far side. Got the screen set up, is complete to De Graffenried for a loss of 2.
Number 7.
Was that number 7?
7 or 7.
Blomqvist once again sniffed that one out. The pass was complete, but Blomqvist caught it early and took him down. So a loss of a position or yard or 2. Now it's 3rd down, and they've got to get clear to the 25-yard line there at the 45-yard line. Back to pass. Down the sideline, he's got a receiver out there, hand fighting going on. The pass is complete. Penalty flag down, but is this going to be offensive or defensive?
Or both.
Because the receiver for Miller turned around and was pushing 2. So which will they decide? It's enough for a first down that puts the ball down to about the 15-yard line.
Kanab's
But who are
like
they going to call this on?
Kanab's acting like it's called on them.
Their coach is upset about it. So this looks like another break for the Millard Eagles. It'll be declined. The ball will be a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Well, they're not going to let this game go easy, is anybody? I formation. Quick pitch outside to Rasmussen. He cuts back inside. Got a little bit of room there. Struggles forward. He just won't quit. He's not the biggest kid, but he won't quit. He's going to get the ball down to about the 10-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 1 or 2. And it'll be a 2nd down and 9 for Rasmussen.
Gain of only about 1. Stop by a whole herd of Cowboys.
So the clock's counting down. 4 minutes to go now. They're going to go in the shotgun formation. And snap is back. Looking far side. Now he's going to scramble out of the pocket down the sideline. He goes the quarterback. He's going to dive over the defender. Where did he land? Is it enough for a first? I think he was trying to dive into the end zone. It will be a 1st and goal inside the 1 or 2 yard line, it appears.
1 yard line?
1st and goal from about the 1, it looks like from here. A huge play and an effort there by the quarterback Turner of Millard. But we've had teams get this deep before and not score, haven't we?
Yes, we've seen this
One
before.
on each side. So there's no guarantees in this game tonight, folks. Millard will be in the shotgun formation once again. Back to pass. Turner's in trouble. Is going to scramble to the right. Throws it at the last second. Knocked down by Kanab. Baird hit him right in the chest and falls incomplete. Nearly had the pick 6 on that. Had a receiver out, Turner did. But he couldn't get it to Rasmussen. It hit the defender Baird right in the chest. Millard lucky that one didn't get picked. That was a pick 6 for sure right there. He had a receiver deep, but yeah, you're at the 1 yard line. You got a big old offensive line. Run away from Orton. Quarterback takes it. Orton makes penetration and hits him in the backfield, and he doesn't get in.
That's going to be a loss of a half a yard.
Orton sliced through from his side, made first contact, pushed him the other way, and then he was taken down by a whole bunch of folks. It's 3rd and goal from the 1 yard line.
Cowboy fans, let's get loud. Let's help the defense out.
You can hear the Kanab folks. They're getting up for this one, folks. I formation for Millard. Snap is back. Hand off to Rasmussen. Going far side. Touchdown, Rasmussen. They set up in a power formation. They sent the fullback left. The defense went with it, and Rasmussen goes in on the cross buck, untouched on the far side. So they get into Glazier Family Market end zone for the 2nd time, and now it comes down to this. You got Carrasco kicking.
Oh, we got a good finish down in Little Hollywood. We're up against a break. We're going to take it. You are watching and listening to KSL Sports Rewind's Friday Night Red Zone on KSLSports.com and on 1280, the KSL Sports Zone.
Yeah, while the officials sort this out, we'll take a quick step away here on the Rewind Sports Network.
When Brent Brown Toyota in Orem became the #1 Toyota dealer in the nation in customer loyalty, our sales surged. That continued explosive growth leaves us without the amount of used cars to meet demand, paying unheard of prices for trade-ins, or we'll just buy your car outright at Brent Brown Toyota in Orem.
Want to welcome you back into the Rewind Sports Network. So after the kickoff, we'll have an ejection. Still not sure what number, Nate. But a Mountain Crest player has been sent off in this one.
Yeah. Tough way to go out your last game, possibly of the season, ejected. You won't be able to leave it all out on the field.
Still the message here on the sideline from the Timberwolves is, hey, remember who you are. Play smart. Let's get out of here. We have the lead. There's no need for that.
Yeah, it looks like emotions are still hot on both sidelines. Hopefully there's a message from the coaching staff able to kind of nip in the butt whatever ill feelings are out there right now.
After the administration of the penalty, ball will be spotted at the 10-yard line. 1st and 10, Mountain Crest.
So Mountain Crest is going to be backed up with their backs against their own wall. 1st and 10, ball on the 10-yard line. 11:54 left to go here in the fourth.
We still have a deep snap by Crofts.
Takes the snap, looking deep, and it's caught.
Bitten able to hold it in.
From Bitten.
This is what. This is going to be the Mustangs' lifeline. Croft standing in the pocket, eyes down the field, able to find the open man, pushing themselves back in this game.
Nice catch as Jacob Bitten is just able to haul it and bring it in. 1st down and 10. Ball on the 32-yard line. Empty backfield for Crofts as he looks dropped back to pass. Gets it out, caught, and he's just going to be met. See if we can get a number on that. It's going to be Owen Ryan.
Brought down quickly by Liam Ford.
But nowhere really to go for Ryan.
2-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, great rally up there by number 5, Losefo. Able to loss of 1 on the play by that great tackle.
Crofts will take the snap again. Drops back, looking deep. And that is going to be incomplete in the direction of Will DeCorver.
Pass intent for the corner goes incomplete. Fuller with the coverage.
One of the greatest albums of all time, Back in Black. All 12 tracks are absolute money. This was the entry music for Trevor Hoffman, Hell's Bells.
These songs aren't emo enough for me. I need more songs about like breakups and feeling bad about yourself. That's my jam. This stuff, I don't know.
Stuff?
Yeah, it doesn't do it for me.
Let's update you. Let's update you on Millard and Kanab. Millard scored the touchdown. We showed that to you. They went for 2, did not get it. Now, they could have, should have, would have gotten the onside kick, but the quarterback was on the hands team, and Griffin Bone ripped it out of the hands of a lineman.
No, he's not a quarterback. He's Griffin Bone. I mean, he is a quarterback, but he's in everything. He's a Griffin Bone.
He's a Griffin Bone. I love that kid to death. We're going to be taking you to Pleasant Grove, where currently the Vikings trailed the Mustangs of Harriman 17-14, but it is Pleasant Grove football at the 9-yard line. 2nd down and goal at the 9. Let's rejoin Matt Coma, Brian Brown. There's 2:34 left in Millard, or probably at Kanab. We'll get you back to that game so you see the conclusion of that exciting game in the 2-way bracket. But let's join Matt and Brian. Alto and West tied at 20.
To go for it here on 4th down. You can tell that he trusts his offense to pick this one up.
Suey, quick pass over the middle. He's got Lopati. 1st down and more out to midfield.
Trust rewarded as Suey hits Lopati on the slant, moves the chains, moves the ball, and West will retain possession here as they're about to cross midfield.
Clock running now, under 7 minutes to go. Gain of 11 on the pitch and catch. 1st and 10 from the 48. Suey hands off. Malapai fights his way for a gain of 8, and they're in Alta territory.
And you see the importance of that 4th down conversion, Matt, as kind of takes the wind out of those Alta sails, and West starting to establish more and more dominance on 1st down.
Panthers going quick here as they'll hand it off again. Malapai breaks a tackle out for a 1st down inside the 38. That's where they'll spot him 1st and 10.
And it just gets so hard this late in the game as those big guys up front start to lean and wear on you. Looks like we do have an injury timeout here.
And Smala Pei, though, is slow to get up there. And he's going to come out. Hamilton will sub in.
So we'll actually, no, they got him out the field, so we were going to take it somewhere. We'll stay here. We can get you to Pleasant Grove momentarily. We'll stay here with Matt and Brian.
As the Lightning to Malapei's Thunder.
Clock under 6.5 now to go. 1st and 10 from the 38. Offense spread out again for the Panthers. 3 wideouts to the near side. Pressure coming from the Hawks. Sui right into the coverage looking for Pan. Almost picked off by a pair of Hawks there. That was Damian Singleton and Jackson DeMille. Both had a shot at that ball.
Yeah, a lot of guys in the area there. As looked like, not sure if he was trying to go with Pan or Lapati. And Lapati on the inside, Pan deeper there.
So 2nd and 10. Same formation here for West. Fake the handoff. Sui has Pan. Trying to weave through, and he's wrestled down. Gain of about 4. Number 6, that's Damian Singleton, able to deny Pan from breaking loose there.
Yeah, great job to wrestle him down. Chachi Pan, like roping a tornado sometimes out there, just so elusive.
As Pan has to come out. West is trying to decide what to do here. 3rd and about 6. Clock is down under 5.5 to go. Two backs in the backfield. They'll hand it off. Malapei stood up by Singleton. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and it's 4th down. As that's Calvin Leava'a able to deny that opportunity, and 4th and long now here for West.
Yeah, great job by the junior to take on the block and disrupt the power play, and had to think that West was planning on going for it on 4th down, especially when they already did so in their own deep in their own territory.
I'll say a little confusion as Malapei and Lapati switch it back and forth. It's going to be 4th and 5 here for the Panthers. 5:17 to go. We have a little bit of confusion. The game clock wasn't running, but the play clock was.
All right, so timeout here. Let's go to Pleasant Grove. As we mentioned, PG at the 9-yard line looking to knock it in against Harriman, trailing by 3. Two receivers near side as Rasmussen.
It's trailing by 3 in case you didn't catch that.
Hits his man down to the 1-yard line, and that was gets him down near the goal line here on the catch and run there from PG.
I get it, Dusty. That's just an emotional 3-point deficit.
It caught me the wrong time. I just taking the
3.
But Tyra Brown on the catch down to the 1. As they go multiples here and go see if he goes under center or go pistol. Oh, Rasmussen going to get underneath center. And he's in. Touchdown, Pleasant Grove. Carson Rasmussen gets PG the lead.
Huge play, huge drive. The PG defense sets up the offense with a short field. The offense takes advantage of it. And the PG defense, the second half, has really controlled the game. So now Harriman, now down presumably 4 points, right? I mean, they got to put the ball in the end zone, and Pleasant Grove's defense is humming right now.
We'll try to get a time remaining at that one. Let's take you back to Bingham as Syracuse thought maybe this game had gotten away from them. They are a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from tying this game at 29. Let's join JJ and Sly. 4:56 left in the 4th quarter, and Syracuse in Bingham territory. Let's join JJ and Sly.
Called game, I wouldn't say game because it's been worse up front, but the plays that Syracuse are running, I feel like are more effective. Doing a really good job here.
Clock stops at 4:56. 3rd down and about 10. Hopkins looking deep, Fires, caught at the 15-yard line. That'll move the chains.
Again.
The Titans. How tough have they been in this fourth quarter?
Are they
Up
brothers?
against it, they are fighting. Brock Hopkins with 2 big catches on this drive.
Are they brothers or cousins?
That's a good question. They got a connection right now.
Yeah, they do. Great run.
Ethan Larkin gets about 5 yards. They'll take about the 11-yard line. They are in position. They are in the red zone. So second down and about 6. Hopkins, time over the middle. That's knocked away. Tyson McBride with great coverage. He went back to Brock Hopkins, but McBride shut it down.
Yes.
That brings up 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6. Again, you're in 2-down territory here. So you can even run a QB draw right here, right? I would have the running back in the backfield. I would spread these guys out really far, motion that running back out, and run the QB draw, just like this. Pressure's coming, check out, get the ball out.
Hopkins under pressure, screen pass, not happening. What a play.
Yes.
Wrapping him up. Hunter Main has had himself a night.
Yeah, they went 0 coverage. So that's what I'm saying. I had the QB draw on, but I saw that pressure coming, so you got to check out of that. You got to check out of that and hit that first receiver on a slant, but you got to tell somebody that you're checking out of it. But you had plenty of time to be like, hey, hot, hot, hot. Everybody look hot. Ball's coming out.
4th and 7 from the 12. They can get a first down at the 5.
This is big. This is huge down right here.
Game on the line here. Keep in mind, both teams have all 3 timeouts. Hopkins, play clock runs out. The play clock ran out. Did they get a timeout before?
Nope. Delay game. Offense number 5. Wow. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Cool for score.
4th down and 7. You can't get the play in. 3:10 left to play now. And they're going to back up another 5.
I kicked the field goal.
You know what? They got 3 timeouts. There's 3:10 left on the clock.
I kicked the field goal.
I would think about it. Thompson's an excellent field goal kicker.
Yeah, he is. They made one from earlier, from earlier. I'd kick the field goal.
But they're not. 4th and 12. They're going for it. This could be their season. Hopkins. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Escapes the pocket. Rolling right. Throws. Interception. The pass is intercepted. Charger Doty.
You're going to keep that good man down. He's played an amazing game tonight. That was a huge play. One, these Syracuse receivers do not do a good job of uncovering. They see your quarterback scrambling. You have to go find something, and they just do not right there. Putting Hopkins in a bind, trying to make a play. Oh, great job by Charger Doty right there.
So a big play there by Latui, gets the interception. Remember, Syracuse has 3 timeouts. Bingham's going to play this conservatively. They're going to take the first right there. Let's go to West and Alta. West looking to take the lead. Malapaya left it on the ground, and Alta with the turnover.
Wow, what a break for Alta. We just said in the studio, hey, West starting to move the ball. Let's get into that game. And as soon as we do, the turnover comes. And now Alta with a chance to take control late in this game.
So Alta with the turnover there. Millard, I think, down to their final down of the ball game. It was 3rd down and 20. Just threw an incomplete pass. It'll be 4th and 20 down in Kanab. Let's actually take that one as Millard's season hangs in the balance. 46 seconds left in the 4th quarter. 4th down and 20 for the Millard Eagles.
4 linemen defensively are just holding position and keeping the quarterback in. The defenders are getting it done deep. Back to pass once again. Flushed out of the pocket, looking deep. Down the sideline he goes. Interception by Bone. Football game right there. Interception by Bone. He had Rasmussen out there, but it was over his head, and Bone makes the deep interception at about the 45-yard line. Watch it on the replay again, and it's over the head of the receiver. And it's Bone there making the play. Good job by Bone, and with only 34 seconds left to go in the ball game, Kanab will have it 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line.
Victory formation and kneel down.
Well, Millard has 2 timeouts.
Griffin Bone recovered the onside kick, now gets the game-sealing interception, and he takes the knee in the sweetest formation in football.
He's such a stud. Griffin Bone is such a stud. He is Kanab football.
Yeah.
I mean, Kanab is Kanab football. They're very good, but Griffin Bone is the heartbeat of that team.
I'm going to send him a little congratulations text here momentarily. Let's take you back into Alta and West. It's Alta football. They're going to hand it off. No, Nehemiah Telu keeps it and has the first down across the 42-yard line.
He's got some juice. When he tucks the ball and he runs, man, his first step is fast.
It certainly is. He gets downhill quickly as well. So let's take you in. Matt Coma, Brian Brown on the call.
After the big play on 2nd down there.
Under 90 seconds to go in this one. 1st and 10 from the 42. Keppa gonna throw, has a man, fighting towards the yard marker and out of bounds. That's Abe Jager, his first catch of the night. Puts Alta past midfield.
Yeah, and with a minute 16 left on the clock, West showing a lot of cushion there defensively, trying to prevent the big play from happening, and Alta just a few plays away from being in field goal range here. They're going to take a timeout, it looks like.
Yeah.
I think it was West who actually took the timeout.
Who called the timeout here?
Uh-oh. So we got a player being stretched out here.
First down would end it. And that will do it. The Bingham Miners get a first down, and now they can go into victory formation.
Second and a short one from the 49. 1:16 to go in a tie game. Gonna hand it off. Cottis fighting for extra yardage. He's got the first down. Out to about the 47. A little bit of pushing and shoving after that in the pile. But it's a gain of 2 and a first down.
I'm not sure what the holdup is in getting the chains moved. Cottis clearly with a second and even third effort.
Yeah, it's
able
we're
to get
waiting
the first
for the
down.
chains to move. Yeah, there we go.
I also don't
Clock
know.
now runs under a minute to go. Keppa throws near side. McKee's got it. Russell down, knocked by the Panthers at the 44. Gain of about 3, and we're going to get a timeout from the Hawks with 43 seconds to go.
Yeah, just a great job there by Foti Vaianuku and company to wrestle McKee down. And you see McKee, just a big, strong athlete. So much effort to bring him down. And because of that, forcing out to the call of timeout there as he was tackled inbounds, short of the sticks. And as you look, clock with 43 seconds left, Matt, they're well outside field goal range right here. So for Alta, you essentially have 1 to 2 more plays where you have to get a first down, either getting out of bounds, either if it's seen some success running those out routes into the flats, maybe look for something like that. You know, you do still have plenty of timeouts, so even maybe a quarterback run here to try and catch West off guard.
It's all about clock management, too, here.
It is, and you have to kind of wonder why Alta waited so long to use those timeouts, but in today's game where scoring happens so quickly, anything under a minute is plenty of time to try and get a touchdown.
Mental note here, folks. Coleman Fisher, he's got 2 field goals tonight. His longest of the season is 48. So they would need to get to about the 30 for it to get into field goal range here. Niumatolu going to fire over the middle. Incomplete. Looking for Johnson, and he almost had it.
That might be the only thing that Johnson hasn't completed. Not able to hold on to the ball. This was a big-time hit there from the West High secondary. And
Race Walker there in coverage on that hit. And it brings up 3rd and 7 here for Brian. 37 seconds left.
And you can see Johnson coming off the field. And
no Johnson for this offense. They send 4 wideouts here. Niumatolu going to throw near side. Has McKee down to the 35. It's a first down. Clock will stop as they reset the chains here. Clock runs under 30 to go. They are right on the fringe of Fisher's field goal range here. Clock down to 20 seconds. Niumatolu going to throw near side. Has McKee. And it's caught. Out of bounds at the 25. The Hawks are in field goal range with 13 seconds to go.
And based on the spot, looks like they've got a first down as well. Only 13 seconds as that clock is ticking. Not sure.
And they'll call it. Alta calls the timeout with 7 seconds left. And that should set up our finish here. With just 7 on the clock.
Alta and West, regular season, we talked about how West really took control in the second half. This one, coming down to the last 13 seconds, Alta doesn't have a chance. Do you kick the field goal right now? Where would you be if you're coach? I do think I see a limit out there.
I think I'd be thinking about it. I think I would probably kick the field goal.
Right now?
Yeah. Just in case.
Yeah, I don't know if the timeouts and everything else left, but 13 seconds left there. We've got games we're going to go through, final scores. Get you wrapped up and ready to go for next week's quarterfinals in the 6A, 5A, and 4A rounds. 3A, 2A, 1A will be in semifinals. You saw a great finish tonight. Kanab holding off Millard. Jeff and I will get through the other games, give you our thoughts, get you prepped and ready to go next week. And then at some point, executive producer Vince Francis will decide if we're going to be Redzone or Dusty and Jeff on the road.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Dusty and Jeff on the road. Dusty's always on the road, but Jeff outside in the elements, that's not something we're used to.
But in your igloo, trust me, it's not that bad.
That is true.
I did that Spanish Fork Timpanogos game last Friday after we did the stuff up at Davis.
Yeah.
Second half, zipped it up. That was great.
They are warm.
All right, let's take you back out to West. 13 seconds left. Alta's going to run a play.
Alta's got 1 timeout left.
Play clock winding down
Play
here.
clock
Alta's
down
gonna
to
go.
3. They'll take it. McKee wrestled down and timeout with 3 seconds to go. The Hawks did what they wanted to do. They got in the middle of the field. They got about another yard as well. And now the game rests on Coleman Fisher.
I'm not sure if the risk was worth the reward on that one, Matt, as McKee gets held up at the line of scrimmage and luckily goes down in time to where they're able to call the timeout. But risky call, late to get the call in. Nevertheless, able to get the field goal unit out there. And for Alta, season rides on the leg of their kicker here. An opportunity to punch their ticket to the quarterfinals.
As Brian mentioned, winner moves on to the quarterfinals. It'll be a 40-yard field goal for Coleman Fisher. He's made 2 already tonight. This We'll come back in just a moment because we have a timeout for West.
Coach Salovi, you can't take him with you. You might as well ice that kicker. Let Coleman Fisher think about this one a little bit more. But also, it's an opportunity to make sure that you see, and your defense sees what Alta's rolling out there. Maybe make some adjustments to how you're going to try and attack this from a field goal block perspective. Remind your guys exactly what they need to do. And these are the nights that you dream of if you're a high school player. Opportunity to win one on a last-second field goal, but
how is Moose feeling right now? This is like everything you'd want from a special teams.
I mean, if you're a kicker, this is why you spend all that time at practice over and over again.
All right.
You can honestly, it can be very lonesome to be a kicker at times, but
Matt McKee, the kicker. Coleman to send Alta to the quarterfinals. And another timeout called by the Panthers.
And no rules against calling back-to-back timeouts at the high school level. So, again, you've got the timeouts. You might as well use them. You know, another situation, too, is you're letting that kicker cool down a little bit, right? You know, then you watch college and NFL kickers, one of the biggest things that they do is try to stay warm, try to stay loose. You know, a cold game like this, it can be everything. Add just that little extra amount of time, but you know, the other thing, too, is just give Alta that much more time to think about things, right?
Yep.
You know.
As we mentioned, Coleman Fisher has made 2 field goals already tonight. He hit from 46 yards out early in the third quarter. He missed a 29-yarder in the second quarter.
So many things that have to go right on a field goal. Snap, hold, blocking up front.
Here we go. The Hawks trying to move on. Coleman Fisher to give Alta the win. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kicks away. And it's no good. It's wide right. And we are heading to overtime.
It's one of those things, Matt, where you're lined up.
Oh, a missed opportunity for Alta. Last year in the quarterfinals, they knocked out, in the second round, they knocked out Springville. This year, they had a chance to knock off West, and that ball goes wide to the right. We're going to take a quick break. We're up against it. That way, we're set up to go to the end of this game in regulation. Jeff Hansen and I will go through all the scores, get you set up. We'll have overtime between Alta and West when we come back. You're watching and listening to KSL Sports Rewind's Friday Night Red Zone on KSLSports.com and on 1280, the KSL Sports Zone.
Time here, and you can feel the energy on the West High side of things as that one sailed to the right. And for Alta, that's a missed opportunity, but you still have overtime in front of you. Nothing has changed, and I would not put it past them and their quarterback to be able to come out and get a win here as well.
So we'll play from the 25s from here on out. A reminder or refresher for
U Conference football registration is open for the 2023 fall tackle football season. This year we are proud to announce the addition of a girls-only division to play alongside our boys. Team scheduling lines you up against comparable competition, making every snap a valuable life lesson. UC football is safe and fun. Learn the game with confidence. The competition will be fierce and the camaraderie will be second to none. Sign up today at ucfootball.org. That's ucfootball.org.
There is no sudden death overtime at the high school level. It's the NCAA rules. So we'll play from the 25s. We'll do it for 2 overtimes. If it's still tied, it'll be 2-point conversions the rest of the way.
And none of the college rules where after 2 overtimes you just shorten it to the 2-yard line. So we'll see how this plays out.
And keep in mind, Alta has played an overtime game already this season. They went on the road and lost at Olympus in quadruple overtime. So they have seen overtime. The West has not this season. As the teams are meeting at midfield for the coin toss. You like offense first or defense first, Brian?
I'm old school. I'm not going to go with the Coach Prime philosophy of score first, but I think if you're West, you roll that defense out first because the offense in the second half has been terrific, right? Very few mistakes outside of the Malapei fumble there on the last possession. They were right where they wanted to be, and I think if you're the Panthers, go ahead and force Alta to convert the score. You're at home. Just makes a ton of sense.
And I want to go through the last couple of drives we saw in that fourth quarter, Brian. You had the West get all the way down to the 31 of Alta, turned it over on downs. You had Alta proceed to throw an interception on the next drive. West went back down in Alta territory, coughed up the ball at around the 30-yard line where Alta took over. And then the Hawks able to get into field goal range but missed the field goal. So it's been an electric last 10 minutes of regulation, I would probably say, as we're going to play on the south end.
Let's see, it looked like West won the toss and then deferred. So if they do both end up scoring, they'll have first choice come the second overtime.
Yeah.
KSL Sports Zone. Go ahead.
And welcome back in. Dusty Litster and Jeff Hansen with you as our games are wrapping up, but we have overtime for Alta and West. This has been a good game. Alta led this game 17-7. West came back, took the lead 20-17. Alta tied it up. And then at regulation, Alta had a chance with a 42-yard field goal to win the game, and it went wide right.
And gutty performance by both teams. I mean, these are two teams that we've seen them kind of collapse mentally at times. I think that's fair to say throughout this year. But in this game, both teams playing exceptionally well, having to fight back, show a lot of resolve. Really excited for overtime.
So it's Alta football to start the overtime, and then it'll be West football. So remember, this is like start from the 25-yard line. West will get a chance to match anything that Alta does. And here we go. Let's send it in to Brian Brown and Matt Coma.
You have to look back to that blocked PAT that would have put West 1 point ahead.
Exactly. So we start overtime. Alta from the 25-yard line. Niumatolu going to keep it. Gets up the middle, slides, and takes a shot at about the 16. Gain of 9. And a little slow to get up after taking that hit after the slide, but he gains 9 for...
good gain.
They're going to spot it back actually a little bit. So he got
where he started his slide, and that's the difficult part about sliding in the middle of the defense like that, right? Is there's so many defenders around you, not a clear space for you to start it, and so short on a little bit on the yardage, but nevertheless, see Alta come out trying to generate a big play to start.
So second and about 3 here for Alta. Ooh, a little razzle-dazzle, and Matt McKee has room up the middle, and he's down into about the 5. Nice little pitch there to McKee, and it's first and goal, Alta.
Yeah, nice little reverse misdirection, almost a old-school single wing play. McKee able to get the first down. Thought he might have a little bit more. Kind of lost his footing there at the end, but 2 good plays there from Alta, and they're easily in scoring position now.
Gain of 11 puts the ball at the 7-yard line. First and goal, Alta. Man in motion. There's Niumatolu. Gonna hold on to it. Gonna lower his shoulder for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Alta.
Kepa said, I'm gonna do it myself. Powers his way into the end zone, absorbs the contact. Rolls in for the touchdown. And the hush falls over Gene Plaga Stadium. As Alta scores first here.
So 7-yard touchdown from Kepa. And now a critical extra point here for Coleman Fisher. And a false start on the Hawks here. And that'll back it up 5 yards, a little more pressure on this extra point.
Yeah, just one of those critical mistakes that at this point in the game drive coaches crazy. We'll see if it has an impact or not, but
so it'll be a 25-yard field goal this time for the extra point. There's Matt back there. Pan got a piece of it, and it's no good. Chachi Pan getting in the backfield.
well, again, you see pushing the ball back allows West just that much extra time to get there, and Chachi Pan from the outside gets enough of the ball to deflect it, and West holds on the PAT, giving them an opportunity here to win it.
So West would win with a touchdown and an extra point. As we go to the second part of our first overtime, it's 26-20. The Panther offense will start at the 25.
Special teams are special for a reason, Matt, and we've seen it have a special impact on this game, right? Missed field goals, blocked PATs on both teams. And now for Isaiah Suisui, who's had just a tremendous career, he has an opportunity to cement his legacy with this drive.
Panthers win with 7 points. They'll hand it off. Malapai fighting his way, breaking tackles, and down inside the 10. First and goal, West.
Kelvin Malapai with the redemption run, bouncing off defenders, puts the Panthers in position to score.
First and goal from the 9. Oh, fake the handoff. Suisui calls his own number, and he's in. Touchdown, Panthers. And the West High Panthers are an extra point away from the quarterfinals. And we'll have a timeout for West.
Mama, there goes that man as Isaiah Suisui takes it himself. Drives into the end zone there for the West High Panthers. And Coach Delovi going to take a timeout here, make sure they have everything straight. They have a limping West High offensive lineman, as it looks like Vaya Ikakula, a little gimpy coming off the field. And nevertheless, Matt, this is exactly where you wanted to be if you're the West High Panthers. An opportunity to win here. Get the PAT.
So it goes down to the shoulders of Dodi Mikasa. He's had an extra point blocked already today. But he has a chance right here to send West to the quarterfinals. A date with Roy awaits next Friday if the Panthers can convert. Dodi Mikasa. And timeout by the Hawks. Well, you talk about pressure, Brian. We have seen that in spades tonight.
Well, I'm just sitting over here smiling, Matt, because these are the kinds of nights that make Friday Night Lights so great. We got the superhero performance by Isaiah Suisui. It's just continual fight from the QBs on both teams to put their teams in position to win. And just like we all love, it comes down to the foot of a kicker, right? You talk about pressure.
Well, all comes down to this. An extra point away from taking on Roy in the next round.
And pressure becomes a privilege in these situations, right? If you're Dodi, you've got an opportunity to win the game for your team here with the extra point.
Camden Lopati will be the holder. Dodi Mikasa for the win and the quarterfinal berth. Snap is good. Kicks away. And it's no good. He pushed it wide. It's no good, and we move on. We're going to double overtime, Brian.
Wow, what a finish there. See, Mikasa, he's got time. Ball just ends up going.
You know, I was about to say that Chachi was in charge because he blocks the extra point, and then Alta gets pressure on the exact same side.
Dusty, we've shown several field goal attempts. PATs, field goals. I don't think we've seen one of them go through the uprights.
It's us.
It's us. Yeah. We don't show kickers, and this is why.
And we don't do it because we don't want to have this kind of stuff. That's really what it is.
I don't want to be held responsible for missed field goals.
It's very true. So it's going to be West football and a chance they had to go win the game. So here's the funny thing. It all works out. They're even Stevens because Alta had a chance to win the game in regulation. Now West had a chance to win the game in the first overtime. Remember, Alta had the 3 overtime loss to Olympus.
Mm-hmm.
West won, I think, in single overtime at Olympus, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So we're all kind of hitting the same. I mean, that's how good that region was. That region was that good.
It was tight.
And this close.
Every week was tight.
And here's West, a team that I thought really clearly get to the state championship game in 5As. There's the bounce. Kelvin Malapei gets out of bounds. There's a flag on the play. That's typically a holding penalty downfield. They'll have to sort out the flag, but this is the year for West because in 6A you're kind of going to bump your head against the Region 4 ceiling. Well, they're out of Region 4, and here they are. Here's your chance. And these kids have all been part of that growing thing for Coach Junior Solovey, and now it's all riding right now.
No, and they've just got so much talent this year. I mean, on both sides of the ball, they've got playmakers, they've got talent in the trenches, they've got Isaiah Suesue, a quarterback leading the way. It all is there for West to make a run. But Alta's no slouch, and here they are.
And they're sticking around. All right, send it back in. It was a holding penalty. Bring it back from the spot of the foul. Makes it 1st and 10 once again.
Yeah, but well down the field. Unfortunate.
So 1st and 10, once again from the 25. They'll try Malapei again. This time, met by the Hawks at about the 21. Gain of 4 on 1st down.
Yeah, big pile up there on the hash as West continues to work the left side of the defense there for the Hawks, trying to get yards, and in what essence becomes the 1st down play again, able to get 5 yards.
2nd and 6 from the 21. Double overtime here. Fake the handoff. Suesue brought down. Tony Vianuku in the backfield, and it's a loss for the Panthers.
And nice job by Vianuku to stay home. Keep Suesue stringing that play out and eventually bring him down. We'll talk about it. Suesue's at his most dangerous when he's getting downhill.
So now it's 3rd and 8 here for West. You need to get to the 15-yard line for a 1st down.
You have to think that you'd be looking in 4 down territory here.
Pan in motion. Handoff. Malapei fighting his way up the middle. He's close to the line of game, but he's going to be just shy. Down to about the 14, or maybe the 17 there. It'll be 4th and 2 upcoming here.
It looks like he had 2 different spots, right?
I'd say had a little trouble trying to spot it. Now they do mark it at the 17. So they got 2 yards to go here on 4th down. And West will use their timeout to think about it.
And on such a critical possession, such a critical situation here in the second overtime, I should say, we want to take a chance and take an opportunity to talk this one out. Make sure that you've got the right play call, you've got everybody organized and on the same page. And really, West has done a great job here in the second half, being able to run the ball. Unfortunately, on 4th and short like this, really limits your options in terms of what you can call.
Well, and West is not shy about going for it on 4th down either.
No, they've done it all game long and been fairly successful, but in such a critical situation, you have to think that Alta is going to rise up and try and fight, especially if West were to choose to run this one. I'd look for some kind of misdirection or maybe a play action, something where you can get your playmaker Isaiah Suesue in a situation where he can make a play, maybe a rollout here on the far side of the field, give him some options. And if you're Alta, it's about you've got one last play and try and make an impact on defense.
A stop by the Hawks would mean any score would win it for Alta on their possession. The Panthers need 2 yards for a first down. They'll spread it out. 5 wideouts with Sui at the helm. Fumble snap. The ball's back at the 30. Tons of pressure. Gonna look to throw. Has a man. It's caught. It's caught inside the 5. Unga on one of the wildest plays you'll see. And it's first down West.
You don't tug on the back of Superman's cape, especially when it's wrapped around the neck of Isaiah Sui. The fumbled snap comes too soon. It doesn't matter. Sui takes it and gets the first down. What an incredible play by Isaiah Sui. And it looks like we've got a West offensive lineman.
We had motion. The line judge on the far side called timeout West, but West has already used their timeout, so
not exactly sure.
What we got here.
Yeah. What an incredible job by Isaiah Sui.
So they're going to call. It's a timeout for West.
Alta.
For Alta.
Timeout for Alta.
I was going to say West already used their timeout. So, but what a play! That looked like it was dead to rights. Sui had to back up all the way to his 35. 5 guys in his face, and he's able to find a man.
That was unreal. I mean, that was
unreal.
Tate Martell versus Kahuku High School. Go look up this one. It was one of the craziest third down conversion plays Vince and I have ever seen until that one.
Yeah, that was crazy. That ball rolled, 10, 15 yards behind him on the bad snap? What a play by Isaiah Sui. And that's what he does, man. He's so good in that backyard football situation. When the play breaks down, okay, the routes aren't there, and he just gets to scramble. He's Johnny Manziel-like.
Well, and the wherewithal to point him out. Say, hey, I need you there.
Yeah.
And then they get the ball there. You know what? That's called the full emotions play. You go through all the emotions of life.
Oh, yeah.
In that one.
You feel all of it.
Let's send it back in. It's West football at the 4-yard line. First and goal, Panthers.
Live to fight for another set of downs here. It's first and goal from the 4. We have a conference on the Alta side. Officials talking it over with the Alta coaches here.
Not exactly sure what it is that they're trying to discuss here. Whether it was a timeout was called before the false start or what we're doing, but just making sure to get everything ironed out.
Just trying to. There is no time in overtime, so it's not a clock issue. But
I think the bigger question for me was, did the West High offensive player jump a false start before the timeout was called? Yeah. You see here with first and goal to go, every option on the table for West High.
So Sui in the offense at the 4-yard line. Now we get a flag.
See, I think this one might actually go against the Hawks. What they're trying to do is stem there. It sounded like
that's a false start on West.
Yeah.
That shift at the line.
Yeah, trying to move the defensive lineman, and it gets an offensive lineman to jump. I think the other situation is if there's a mimic of the snap count there, right? That can be a defensive penalty, but it's just the movement.
So back it up to the 9, first and goal. Sui calls his own number, and he's in! Second touchdown of overtime for Isaiah Sui.
False start, offsides, doesn't matter, says Isaiah Sui. I'll do it myself! Rumbles into the end zone again. West is going to have an opportunity to go put 2-point. So it won't be a 2-point conversion, but it will be a 2-point conversion. Excuse me. But the go-ahead 2-point conversion here. And boy, the performance by Isaiah Sui tonight.
That's 5 touchdowns now. 3 through the air, 2 on the ground for Sui.
Just absolutely phenomenal. What a game for him.
Now the Panthers will go for 2. Sui, bobbled snap. Malapea's got it anyway. And he's in. The 2-point conversion is good. And the West Panthers A 34-26 lead as we head to Alta's portion of double overtime.
Kelvin Malapei, what a response. Fumbles the ball when West has possession with less than 4 minutes, and he has done nothing but move that offense continually down the field here in overtime. Capitalizes that with the 2-point conversion. And now for this West High defense, got 4 plays. You just need to make 4 plays to get out of here with a victory. And for the Hawks, 1 play away from a beautiful day.
They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to force a third overtime. Anything less than that, the Panthers move on.
I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, Lemateo planning to step aside at the end of this season. And if this does end up being his last game, what a game to go out on. But I tell you what, with Kepa Numetolu out there, I would not put it past him to be able to get a touchdown here.
The sophomore scored on his own in the last overtime. Let's see what he does this time. 1st and 10 from the 25. He'll sling it out to Cottis. Yeah, he's tripped up. Isaiah Angelau able to trip him up. Loss of 2 on the play.
It looked like Taimani Brown out there as well, able to wrangle Cottis up. He's been so good all game long, and it's almost a Herculean effort from this West High defense to bring him down.
2nd and 12 now here from the 27. 3 wideouts in a bunch formation to the far side. Send a man out there. Kepa looking over the middle. It's got Johnson. Holds on to it. What a catch. Wyatt Johnson. And it's 1st and goal, Alta.
Just incredible concentration by Wyatt Johnson, able to hold on to the football with the West Side defender bearing down.
Gain of 23 on that pitching catch, and now Alta's on the door.
Boy, what a phenomenal play by Kepa Numetolu.
So 1st and goal. Matt McKee comes in that Wildcat formation. Hawks send a man in motion, and we're going to get a whistle, I think, delay a game. The play clock runs out. Now back up the Hawks 5 yards.
Boy, a critical penalty and a critical mistake there from Alta. And just one of those things that it's so hard to get those yards as is. To push them further back here now. West Side defense.
Bring it back to the 9. The 9 has been a popular spot in overtime. McKee still in there for Alta. He's going to fake the handoff. Runs up the middle, and he's in. Touchdown, Alta. Matt McKee from 9 yards out. And now another pivotal play. The Hawks have to go for 2 to force another overtime.
Yeah, and you can just see just the competitiveness. A drive. McKee able to will his way into the end zone there and get the equalizing touchdown. And now we'll wait, Matt, on that PAT attempt for West High. It's an opportunity to get yourself into the quarterfinals. And for Alta, it's just one more play. Keep your game alive.
So it comes down to this. Alta needs the 2-point conversion or West moves on. McKee will take the snap for the Hawks. Hawks send a man in motion. McKee, reverse, double reverse. Pass from Kepa, and it's caught. Wyatt Johnson, the double reverse, the Philly special. And we're going to triple overtime.
Wow, what a job. And who else but Wyatt Johnson to reel that one in the corner of the end zone. As you can see, the West High defender not able to get there in time. And Matt,
oh my goodness,
triple overtime.
Oh,
just a phenomenal effort.
Gutsy play call. The double reverse pass back to Keppa, and he finds Johnson in the corner.
So we're going to take a quick break. These games they got now alternating 2-point conversion, so we'll be right back. We're up against the top of the hour. You're watching and listening to KSL Sports Rewind's Friday Night Red Zone on KSLSports.com.
Overtime. Refresher of the rules, it's now 2-point conversions the rest of the way. They do not have to go in for a touchdown anymore. We're just going to play from the 2-yard line until someone's a winner.
And I was wrong earlier in the broadcast where I said it is like the college football rules, right, where you'll get one opportunity to try and convert. So you are one play away from victory or heartbreak, depending on what side you land here. And Alta will go on offense first.
So Alta will get the ball first here. Again, we're doing 2-point conversions the rest of the way. Both teams still get a crack at it. The Hawks will go to work from the 2-yard line, or 2.5, I should say. 2-point conversion in triple overtime. Keppa looking for the corner, cuts inside, and he didn't get it. The Panther defense holds. Taimani Brown there to make the stop.
Let's see, Nero Taylor heads out to the corner. Defense bears down on him. Able to bring him down. And for the West High offense, an opportunity. Snatch this victory up for good.
So West can win it with a 2-point conversion.
Just an incredible bounce-back effort by the West High defense there. You give up the Philly special, the big play right before. And Keppa has been so good on the ground all game long. Able to wrangle him and pull him down short of the goal line.
So it'll be a 2-point conversion. The Panthers will elect to snap it from the near hash. And all they need, they are 2.5 yards away from a spot in the quarterfinals.
And what a job by both of these teams to get to this point. It's an incredibly competitive game all night long.
And Camden Lopati is going to take the draw here for the Panthers. 4 wideouts in the formation. Malapea is back there as well, and there's a false start on the Panthers. Oh my. Back it up 5 yards to the 7.5. And they'll have to do the 2-point conversion from there.
And as you mentioned, Matt Lapati out there at quarterback. I'm not sure what happened. Isaiah Suisui.
Now we have a timeout by West. They're going to think it over here. So the false start brings it back to the 7.5. Panthers still only get one shot at the end zone. If they get it, they're moving on. If not, we're going to another overtime.
Yeah, and you still have everything on the table despite the false start, but I think the bigger concern, if you're Coach Shalovi and this West High offense or West High staff, is
The KSL Sports Zone. All the big games.
Give it time.
This is Game Night Live Red Zone.
Round and round. What goes around comes around.
Go ahead.
If you've seen the movie The Wrestler, you know this song. This is a good one. I'm not thinking that Jeff has. But, hey, that perfectly goes to this game. What goes around comes around. Round and round. You know? Round and round. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, keep going. This is great.
Since the radio audience left, Alta did not get the 2-point conversion they had to go for. West is lined up. False started and had to go back 5 yards. So now you're all caught up. This is West can win the game on this 2-point conversion. Let's send it in. Matt Coma and Brian Brown.
Can win it with a score from the 7.5. And they will still keep Lapati out there as he's in the backfield with Pan and Malapea. Now Pan will go back out. They'll spread it out. 4 wideouts in Malapea for Camden Lapati, and now a timeout for Alta.
And if ever there was a time to draw one up in the dirt to try and get a trick play, now is it. Not sure what Coach Solovi has in the back pocket there, but.
And I'm looking over here on the West bench. There is Suisui at about the 40. He has his helmet off.
Yeah, so I'm not sure either why Hamilton's in at quarterback, but he's staying in.
Interesting.
Yeah, bold
Could be the
strategy.
last play of the year. He can't hold anything back now, Dusty.
Bold strategy. Let's see how it works out for him. Let's go through some scores. I'll give you some final scores. Davis held on against Weber, 17-13. The Darts move on.
Strong second half for the Darts. They were shut out in the first half. It was 17 second half points that ultimately led to the win against the region rival in Weber.
So they got Weber twice this year. Lehigh blanked Riverton 31-0. PG came from behind to win 21-17, setting up a rematch of the game of the year thus far at Skyridge. Skyridge took care of business. You saw right here on KSLSports.com. 49-14 win over Farmington. Let's send it back over to Gene Plaga Stadium, just a stone's throw from where we are. The 2-point conversion and a chance to win the game for West.
West going for the win here. They'll spread it out. Camden Lopati in the backfield with Malapai. End zone would punch their ticket. Lopati in trouble. Gets out of it. Still moving. Throws for the corner. And it's caught, but he's out of bounds. And we play on. Quadruple overtime. Looking for Luceni Fafita on the far side. Just couldn't get the feet in.
It's getting harder and harder to get the words out, Matt. Just an amazingly competitive game here. And you see Lopati able to avoid the rush multiple times there. And
it looked like he had some space.
I was going to say, it almost looked like he had enough room
to maybe potentially run it or had plenty of time. But
and try to find his receiver over there in the corner. And valiant effort and a great throw from him. Let's see, both teams will trot out for another round of this one.
So West will get the ball first here in quadruple overtime. Again, we're playing 2-point conversions here. So we'll reset. West will elect to start this one from the far hash this time. Spotted at the 2.5-yard line. Lopati still in there at quarterback. And this time, the Panthers able to draw the Hawks offside. They'll move it.
Half the
what
distance.
Is it, a yard and a quarter? Is that half of 2.5? So,
regardless, I think the bigger thing for West there is the ability to hold their water, and of course we'll get another timeout here.
Yeah.
But
both teams do get a timeout for each overtime, so.
Yeah, and listen.
So they used the timeout there after getting the defensive false start, as I love to call it. AF took care of Westlake 41-13, and Bingham able to survive and hold on against Syracuse.
Big win for Bingham. That offense got some guys back. You've got Sudbury, Swenson. They're kind of clicking. That running game is going. Bingham could be dangerous. They could be dangerous.
They could be. And Lone Peak took care of Mountain Ridge 14-3. Mountain Ridge's terrific season comes to an end. Lone Peak will go to Corner Canyon as the Chargers ran past Layton for the second year in a row.
Mountain Ridge, their season comes to an end. Shout out, Samisi Kinney committed to Weber State yesterday. That's a big get for Weber. He had a fantastic career at Mountain Ridge. Now going to do great things in Ogden.
All right, out of the timeout, let's send it back to West. Again, no Sui.
We could get a few more, right?
Region rivals battling here in quadruple overtime. West from the 1-yard line. They'll hand it off. Malapai fights for the line, and he didn't get it. The Hawks hold.
An amazing effort by that Alta defense there. You see Lapuahu dragging Malapai back, and I love the call from Coach Solovi. Malapai has been just dominant all overtime. Just not able to will him in.
He's been able to get those short yardages, but
they have.
Credit the defense. Alta holds, and now they are in a position to move on with a 2-point conversion here. So it now comes on the shoulders of the sophomore, Kepa Neometolu. Or no, it's going to be Matt McCabe. He's going to be in the Wildcat here. Alto wins with a conversion. for a spot in the quarterfinals, and I think we're going to get a timeout, and we do.
And you see Alta trying to catch West off guard there.
So timeout for Alta. Let's go through the 5A bracket. Olympus ran past West Jordan. Box Elder able to get ahead and hang on against Maple Mountain 28-21.
Maple Mountain made that a game in the fourth quarter. They were down big, remember, and kind of like we thought, that's a scrappy team. The fourth quarter's been their quarter all year. Huge credit to Box Elder for being able to hold off Maple Mountain and secure the win.
Well, it was two touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Maple Mountain tied at 21, and then it was Damon Rodriguez, an 18-yard run with 2:16 left in the fourth quarter to seal the win for the Bees. Alta and West, you're watching right here, tied. Springville is who they're playing into. Springville blanked East 24-0.
And it really wasn't even as close as 24-0. Springville had a stranglehold on that game from the opening kickoff. They played really well today.
All right, let's send it back over. Gene Plaga Stadium. We'll go back through the final scores and wrap things up when this game ends. Was rejoined Matt Coleman, Brian Brown.
Has 5 passing touchdowns on the year. Let's see what Alta does. A conversion sends them to the quarterfinals. Fake handoff. Lob to the corner. It's caught! Slade Taylor and the Alta Hawks move on to the quarterfinals.
Just an incredible scene. Just an amazingly hard-fought game on both sides. You can see the celebration for the Hawks as they punch their ticket into the quarterfinals. What a win here in triple overtime.
The Alta Hawks move on to the 5A quarterfinals. 36-34, the quadruple overtime final, as Matt McKee finds his man in the end zone to seal the deal.
Yeah, so many overtimes that I lost count of them, but an incredible, tough, gritty win for the Alta Hawks and for the West High Panthers. Just absolute heartbreak as their season ends tonight. And you see a heartbreak with Isaiah Sui.
How about the Alta Hawks?
What a win, man. What a win, especially to fight off the demons of the regular season, because the script followed the regular season game where they were up early in the first half, and Isaiah Sui and that West offense comes rolling out in the second half and takes the lead. They could have very easily, Alta could have very easily said, well, here we go again, and given up.
Well, think about it. So then at the end of regulation, he had a chance at a 42-yard field goal to win it.
Yeah.
Goes wide right. You come back. You get the touchdown. Blocked extra point. West misses it. And then you go through the exchange we just saw. I mean, all the things for Alta is a great win for Coach Alemateo. This is his final season. He'll be done after 35 years coaching. This will be it for him. And now what it sets up for Alta, Alta goes to Roy. They go to Roy next week.
Roy looked fantastic against a Bonneville team that they're depleted, they're hurt, but Roy was all over Bonneville, 40-0. They ran away with it in that game. That Roy team can be dangerous.
Well, and they have played terrific football down the stretch of the season.
Yeah.
Let's go back to our scoreboard. We'll get things wrapped up, get this week wrapped up as we get ready for the quarterfinals next week. Orem and Timpview. Timpview jumped out to a big lead, 21-0. And then here comes Orem. Matt Hickson got a touchdown. Yet Keenan Pula had his third touchdown of the game. And then here comes LR3. Lance Reynolds, the third, comes in, throws touchdown passes to Falidi Iongi, and then Kawe Akana. But then Qvia puts this one on ice. Orem scored late. Final score, Timpview 35, Orem 28.
I really love, if I'm a Timpview fan, I love the matchup of Orem in the first round for I guess the second round of the playoffs, first playoff game for Timpview, because that's a tough game, right? I mean, they could easily have sleptwalked through the playoffs and just said, hey, we're going to get to Bryce Eccles and not really have to think about it. But they play a rival, and a rival that has a ton of talent. They didn't have time to overlook anybody, and I think that they were tested today in a way that's going to help them as they go through the rest of this bracket.
Yeah, for Timpview, they advance and they stay at the top of their bracket. They will take on Brighton.
That's a big game. Helaman Kasunga needs to come ready to play because Brighton can score. Regardless of who's playing quarterback for the Bengals this year, they have proven that they can score.
Yeah, Brighton took care of Woods Cross 44-7. And let's take a look because there was a hope and a thought that maybe Jackson Johnson came back, and he did. Jack Johnson played. Jack Johnson threw a touchdown pass to who else? Nash Matheson, Mason Hartle. They found the running game. But Jack Johnson leaving, they found a running game. Now, there's some scores given to Bodie Johnson. Bodie Johnson wasn't the backup quarterback. So that would be Marzalewski. So I'm wondering if that was just misreported in the box score. But either way, Brighton 44-7, the win over Woods Cross. And for Coach Casey Saterek, it's a win in the playoffs.
That's a big win for Casey Satera. One of Utah's best coaches. Coach Satera is fantastic, and he's got Brighton playing very, very good football.
Bountiful. How about this? They go to Granger, and their expectations for Granger. We put expectations on Granger in the preseason.
Yeah.
Granger was a region champion. Bountiful kind of got things moving at the end of the year, and all they do is go in and absolutely woodshed Granger 42-0.
An upset wasn't overly surprising. We both talked about that this game could have been an upset. 42-0? That's very surprising. Bountiful is playing some ball right now.
They certainly are. Siaka Fekatoa had 3 touchdown catches in the game. Felatau Satawala also had a 21-yard touchdown catch we showed right here on Redzone. We mentioned Roy ran away from Bonneville 40-0. Good year for Bonneville. In 4A, Crimson Cliffs blank Cedar City. Skyview stays unbeaten as well, 56-21 win over Bear River.
I mean, as expected, both of those two teams, they're at the top of the bracket for a reason. 4A, big game, big upset. Payson over Provo. The Lions get the best of the Bulldogs, 27-21. Get this, Dusty, 20 unanswered fourth quarter points for Payson to get the win in the playoffs. They're cooking.
And a defensive touchdown as well, as Dylan Wall picked up a 35-yard fumble to restored it to the end zone, 35-yard scoop and score. Man alive. Can I just spit that out?
Words are hard.
But how about Cooper Swayze? They certainly are. Cooper Swayze. That kid's an absolute stud. But Provo. So my 5A bracket's broken down. My 4A bracket is broken. That's okay. No one's here listening for that. How about Timpanogos? I thought the Timpanogos Mountain Crest game might be the closest game in 4A. It was not, as Luke Livingston and crew got going early. An 82-yard touchdown pass to Luke Livingston got things going. Gabe Graff had a big night. Easton Bretzing does Easton Bretzing things. A couple rushing touchdowns. Josh Graff also caught a touchdown pass from Chase Riggs.
Second half of that game went kind of how we thought the whole game would go. That was a back-and-forth second half. Timpanogos jumped out early. They needed to jump out early. They really kind of set the tone in that game. Mountain Crest had to play catch-up and just couldn't get it done.
High-scoring game down at St. George Desert Hills. Holds on against Snow Canyon, 49-33, as the reigning 4A champions get the win. How about this one? Green Canyon holds Salem Hills to just 3 points, and they get the win 12-3 over the Skyhawks.
Green Canyon, we talked about it earlier in the show. Green Canyon's not a team I want to play in the playoffs. I mean, they're a if you think back to like old school Packers teams, they're a cold weather team. They want to put the ball on the ground. They want it to be physical. They want it to be ugly. 12-3 is exactly what Green Canyon wants.
How about Park City? Park City Dixie was a close game for a long time, and then a big second half. Well, Park City scored in every quarter. 7 in the first, 7 in the second, 7 in the third, 15 in the fourth. They take this one 36-14 over the Flyers.
Yeah, Park City, this is we talked about it a little bit with Timpview. I think Park City, I mean, they've been rolling this year as well. Good opening round for them test. Dixie came out and really wasn't, they were never in danger of losing the game, the Miners, but they were tested, and that's good for Park City.
Well, now Park City will host Timpanogos, a rematch of a terrific regular season game. One of the only 2 losses for Timpanogos on the year. But that was without Chase Riggs. That was Luke Livingston playing quarterback in that game.
That's a different. I mean, Park City did not see this Timpanogos team. It's a totally different team with Chase Riggs at quarterback.
You'll have that game right here on KSLSports.com. In 3A, went through the scores. Richfield knocks out Coach Thompson 35-0 with the Ogden Tigers. How about Canyon View having to hang on against Grantsville? 21-13, the win for the Falcons as they'll move on to the semifinals. First time, long time, if ever, for the Canyon View Falcons. Morgan wins 49-7 over Union, and Manti just drubbed Juab 47-10. I got to check the box score for one quick thing. Yeah, Reggie freaking Frischneck got in the end zone 3 times in this one. Big night for he and Mason Starkweather Industries, as Mason Starkweather threw 3, 6, 7 touchdown passes.
Goodness gracious. So that's the quarterfinals in 3A, setting up the semifinals with Richfield, Canyon View, Morgan, and Manti. I mean, 3 of those 4 teams, those are the powerhouses that you expected to be there.
Right, Richfield, Canyon View, a rematch of the season. First time matchup between Morgan and Manti this year. And those will be, I believe, at SUU next week, if memory serves.
So travel for everybody.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. San Juan, the reigning 2A champions, all over Judge Memorial 68-0. Who will they face? Well, how about Summit Academy hanging on at Emory? They were up in this game big, and then Emory came back. Creek Sharp from Wade Stilson. Wade found Mason Stilson for touchdowns. Creek Sharp had other ones. But it was Summit Academy in overtime, a 25-yard run in OT to take care of business as get this, Emory scored. Dane Citrud from 25 yards out missed the extra point. Summit Academy did what West couldn't, scored on a touchdown, and then Josiah Ariano made the extra point, and Summit Academy wins 45-44 in Castledale.
That's everything you want playoff football to be. I mean, that's an exciting football game right there.
Oh, man. Just heartbreak for the Emory seniors, but congratulations to Summit Academy. They move on to the 2A semifinals to take on San Juan. South Summit ran away from Delta 48-7, and Layton Christian, the reigning 1A champion, took care of Providence Hall for the second time this year, 51-0.
LCA has found their groove a little bit here in the second half of the season, and they rolled over Providence Hall.
If you haven't seen the Instagram video they did last week, it was a pretty good reel where they had guys asking players on the team, where are you from? And they give their country, and they said, how many years have you been playing football? 3 months.
Right.
You know, I've never done it before. What do you think? It's been great. It's awesome. I love that video. All right, now to 1A, and then we'll get to some thoughts, get you set up for next week. Beaver blanked Gunnison Valley 42-0. Duchesne held on against Milford 16-9. On the other end of the bracket, it was Enterprise. The Wolves move on 35-6, the win over North Summit. And you saw it right here, Kanab. Millard scored a touchdown late, went for 2, didn't get it, and then Kanab held on 14-13 to get the big win over Millard as the Kanab Cowboys go to the semifinals.
Yeah, right where you expected Kanab to be. Griffin Bone is back. That was a really tough test. Millard gave it their all. They had a very good game plan, kept that one tight all the way through.
They certainly did. Luke DeGraff and Reed had a touchdown taken off the board. He did have a touchdown pass in this game because he plays everywhere on the field.
Yeah.
No matter the down or distance.
That's what you should do with your best players. You put them wherever they need to go.
Schematic advantages when you don't know where Luke DeGraff and Reed would be. All right, dude, you're not going to get me mad on air, Jeff. That's not going to happen. Let's preview some games for next week. As my blood pressure is going to have to come down before I can... Before I can move on, as some off-air stuff now makes it on air. That's what makes great radio. I said that last week. If you were listening to the BYU postgame show at the very end, I told Greg and Hans that off-topic stuff at the end of shows makes great radio.
Yeah.
It certainly does. American Fork Bingham, rematch from earlier in the year. Can this version of Bingham make it a test against American Fork?
I mean, do we call our shots now? I think we do. You guys, you have your pick show. Yeah, I mean, you've got all that. No, they can't. No, I mean, American Fork is just a juggernaut.
Okay. Corner Canyon Lone Peak.
Also, no, they can't. Corner Canyon is similarly a juggernaut.
Remember in the regular season game, Lone Peak got it to 1 possession and just could not get over the hump. Here's a rematch from week 1. Lehigh beat Davis week 1. Is the only loss on the schedule for Davis. Davis gets a chance to avenge that loss. Will they?
I think yes. I think that Davis in the second half of the season, especially right now, I think Davis is playing the best football that they've played all year, and I think Lehigh has been up and down throughout the season, and I don't think that they're as up as they can be. They can turn it on. They've proven that.
PG and then
they can turn it on from week to week. I mean, they've been kind of that inconsistent. They have all the talent in the world. I think that Davis has figured something out with Bessinger at quarterback. They've got Bodie Sparrow. They've got Cash Gates. They've got dudes, and they are playing very, very good football. I like Davis in the upset next week.
All right. And now this one from a few weeks ago. Maybe we'll have Matt Coleman and Brian Brown go call this one because there's like the good luck charms at the moment. PG at Skyridge Part 2.
I think this one goes like we thought the first one would go. I don't think Skyridge gets surprised twice.
I think that's part of it. Maybe they just weren't expecting PG. But I mean, they're up 21-7 in the fourth quarter.
PG's very good. Very, very good. I love what their coaching staff has done all year long. I think that Skyridge, at the end of the day, Skyridge has too much talent, especially on the defensive line. They didn't play particularly well. And remember, in that game, Toilolo got hurt in the second half, and that changed the game for Skyridge. When he's not there and he's not 100%, it changes the dynamics because when he's playing, you got to account for him every single time you drop back. And when he wasn't on the field, especially late in the fourth quarter, that changed what Skyridge did defensively, and PG was able to take advantage of it. He's healthy again.
Yeah, I have to double check because he was definitely on the field at the end of that game.
He got banged up and he was in and out, but he definitely wasn't 100%.
Yeah. Let's look at 5A because. Look, we get to pick games, and there's pecking orders, and there's different things that get to happen for us. We definitely have PG Skyridge because no one can stream that game but us. That's just where that works. And that's not me being mean. It's just what it is. We get to stream those games, and they are on our network. Timpview Brighton.
I really like that game. I think that game's going to be a heck of a lot of fun.
Especially if Jack Johnson's back.
Yeah. You look at this bracket, and if you're Timpview, you're going to be wondering, like, what in the world, RPI? What are you doing that we get Brighton right now?
What'd you do to us?
Yeah. I like Timpview. I think ultimately their talent overcomes, but that's going to be a really good game. I think for me that's the game of the week next week in 5A.
Yeah, if Casey Terra can put together his type of defensive game plan, he's got a shot. Here's another one. I mean, this 5A bracket is so good. Box Elder and Olympus.
Man,
Olympus at Box Elder. Make sure that's understood.
That is a big difference. That travel, that's not just crossing the other side. I-15.
About an hour and a half. Yeah,
that's a big drive. Box Elder, that offense against this scrappy Olympus team that just finds ways to win no matter what. I got to go with Dax Sumco.
You did.
I got to go with Dax Sumco. I think Box Elder, I thought they'd get beat today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they get beat next week. I think they found their groove.
It's funny because Dane and I both have Olympus winning that one. Yeah, because I was hard for me to pick against Dax. It really was. I really struggled. Now, Dane picked him to lose to Maple Mountain after seeing that one. Alta at Roy.
Man, that game is going to be a lot of fun. If the Alta team that showed up against West is the Alta team, they play that well. I don't know how you pick against Alta. Yeah. But Roy has been dangerous all year, and they've just sort of done it quietly. And they're really, really good.
And they figured out who they are. I think that's one of the interesting things problem with Roy, is they figured out who they are, and it's going really well. Now, last time Alta went to Roy in a playoff game, that was over quick.
Yeah.
Will Dana and crew just absolutely ran through a young Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
He was a freshman, if I remember.
They did. That is one thing that this game will be at Roy. Roy loves Roy High football.
If you're looking for a parking spot, go to Vince's house.
Yeah.
1310 Maple Street.
It's where I park.
Very close to Roy High School.
He doesn't mind if you park on the grass.
No, he only sells it for like $2.
It's not bad.
$2 a spot.
Not bad.
Plus you get a goodie bag from
You don't
Taylor.
even need cash. He'll accept Venmo. You can pay in advance.
And Taylor will send you on a bag on your way out. It's awesome. Springville and Bountiful. Last time these two teams played, Walker Deedy from Burton in the regular season last year at Bountiful. This game is at Springville.
Whew, man, this Bountiful team has really figured something out. Springville's been good all year. Springville's been who we thought they were. But this Bountiful team, the way that they played tonight against Granger was the best football I've seen Bountiful play all year. I don't want to play Bountiful right now. I just don't. If you're anybody else, you do not want to play Bountiful with the way that they're playing.
Did you pick a winner?
I didn't because I was hedging. And now you called me out on it here in front of everybody. I think ultimately I really like Guileman. I like that Bountiful offense. I think Bountiful has enough juice on offense because that's the one thing. I don't know that Springville, and they won 24-0 today, right? I don't know that they can score 30 points in a game. I think that Bountiful has the offensive juice to get that to that point. Okay. And I think I got to go with the Bountiful offense.
That would be another good game that we could potentially pick depending on what happens on some stuff happening around. We'll work out in the next couple of days. Stay tuned. Dane and I will have that for you. Hopefully tomorrow we'll know where we are. Let's go 4A and then we'll be done.
Okay.
Skyview versus Green Canyon, Part 2.
Rivalry.
Yep.
Skyview.
And not only that, you said that North Logan spits on Smithfield.
Well, you could spit on Smithfield from Green Canyon High School. It's right on the border.
It's right there. I just had to say it. This is one is
Like, I think technically Green Canyon, the Green Canyon, is in Smithfield.
You think so?
I think so. Green Canyon High School is in North Logan.
Well, because like Maple Mountain, everyone says Mapleton. No, it's not.
Right.
It's Spanish Fork.
Yeah. I think. I don't know. I'd have to ask one of the real Cache Valley people in the family. I just have to claim Cache Valley, but I'm not really one of them. We'll find out.
It's hard to get a hold of them. You have to send carrier pigeons and stuff.
You do. It's tough.
Timpanogos and Park City. This is going to be a fun game.
Yeah, it will be. I really like Timpanogos with Chase Riggs at quarterback.
You know what
I
that
like
would
him
mean?
a lot.
Timpanogos would go to their first ever semifinal.
Yeah.
Never been to one.
Crazy.
School was open, I think, 96. Never been to a semifinal.
Yeah.
Someone's going to find that and say I'm wrong. I looked. I may have missed it, but I don't see a semifinal appearance. Paul Kruger didn't do it. I know Stewart didn't do it because I did the game at Alta when they came back and nearly upset Ammon Olsen and crew. But, yeah.
The one thing that could turn that prediction for me, I don't know what the weather's going to look like up there in Park City. It could be snowing next week for all we know.
Just do it on Thursday so it melts and we're ready to play on Friday.
There we go.
Great. Ridgeline and Payson. I can't believe Payson beat Provo. I'm not overly shocked. Payson was not playing Payson football from last year. Get this. They had not won a state tournament game since the late 80s, and now they've won back-to-back state tournament games.
Yeah, they look good. Now they have to travel up to Ridgeline. That's not easy.
That's a hike.
That's at least a hike. And we could, even in Cache Valley, it's still not easy to get
Coach
there.
Wall, just go up there on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Go get a movie night in.
Yeah.
Do your thing, and there you go.
You're going to have to. Yeah, you're going to have to because that's a hike. I like Ridgeline in that game. I think they have a ton of talent. I've liked Payson. I love this run that they're on. I think that the travel, man, I think that's really going to play a role here. That's a long ride for Payson.
And some people kind of scoff at it. Now, if you grew up rural, you understand it. You do it. Like I talk about all the time. Every road game I had in high school, we left at lunch.
Yeah.
Except for Emory.
Right.
And we left it during 7th or 8th, whatever period, 7th or 8th, the AB schedule.
But you think of Payson's regular region schedule, they're playing Spanish Fork, right? They're playing Maple Mountain. They're not going far.
The drive is to Provo.
Yeah. Now, this is a drive. You're going through multiple freeways. You're going through canyons. You're the yellow brick road. You're all over the place.
And your bus is sliding through Sardine.
Yeah.
And now here's one, Desert Hills and Crimson Cliffs.
Crimson Cliffs.
Yeah, that's an easy one. All right. So excited. Jeff, your thoughts before we wrap up tonight?
A lot of really good games, man. I was really impressed with Alta. That really is what it comes down to for me. Is I was impressed with Alta maybe more than anybody else. I thought Bingham played really well as well. Syracuse is a tough team. Syracuse is a very, very tough team, and Bingham played maybe their most complete game that we've seen from them, at least in the last several weeks.
Moment of the night is Kenzie calling in from the game day.
That was a moment in the night. There's no question about it. It was a moment that happened. I don't know that it was the moment, but it was a moment.
Oh, it's too much fun. Jeff and I let's see. Dana and I will let you know what we're doing. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram. We'll let you know where we're heading for next week. This is going to be a lot of fun. Either Jeff and I will be calling game or we'll be right here in studio. As game times kind of get shuffled around, that's kind of what makes this interesting. And
just so silly.
Jazz pregame shows, there's all kinds of stuff. So we got to figure out where we're going to be. But no matter what, Jeff and I will be together on Friday night. We'll be bringing you games or a game. We'll certainly let you know. But for Vince Francis and our whole cast of 10s around the state of Utah, and for Jeff Hansen, I'm Dusty Litster. Oh, from Kenzie Valentine from Game Day up on the hill. I'm Dusty Litster. Thanks for joining us and for watching and listening to KSL Sports Friday Night Red Zone on KSLSports.com, the KSL Plus app, 97.5.